A Jack Daniels swilling, pizza eating, dog hating, whore using, cocaine abusing, hairy back, big belly blowhard from New Jersey. The fat little bastard known as Artie Lang.
Baby. Yeah.
Run.
We are on. Dan and I doing Annie Hall lines. Unbelievable. It's fun to know somebody who still knows shit from the 70s, you know. It's those amazing movies. You can speak your own language. Animal House was on this afternoon. I had to fucking tweet it. The 0.0 scene was on, and that, of course, was a scene I used to do at Stern all the time. Howard used to ask me to do that scene, and it became, you know, Fred would hit Dean Wormer. I'll try to do it as verbatim as I can right now as a little throwback. Where are the other two? Stratton and Shanstein. We looked everywhere, sir. We couldn't find them. That's okay. Have you boys seen your midterm grades yet? They haven't been posted yet, sir. I've seen them. Mr. Hooper, 1.3. That's a beautiful grade point average. A fine example you set. Larry Kroger, 1.6. Congratulations, Kroger. You're at the top of the Delta Pledge class. Belushi looks at him and goes, that's great. Kent Dorfman, 0.2. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. Daniel Simpson Day has no grade point average. All courses incomplete. Mr. Blue. Cut to Belushi with two pencils up his nose. Mr. Blutarski, 0.0. Now I want you to tell the other two what I'm about to tell you now. What's that, sir? You're out. Through, expelled. I want you off this campus by 9 a.m. Monday morning. And I'm sure you'll all be thrilled to know that I have notified your local draft boards and told them that you are now all eligible for military service. Well, what is it? Well, out with it. Secretary reacts to the splat. Cut to the Delta House. I can't believe I threw up in front of Dean Wormer. Stork goes, and I'll end with this. Face it, Ken. You threw up on Dean Wormer. No, I believe Larry says that. No, Boone says it. Stork says, what the hell is supposed to be, you moron? By the way, the guy who plays Stork, little comedy history for you, is one of the guys who wrote Animal House, one of the most respected Second City guys on the planet. Dan, what's his name?
Doug Kenny.
Doug Kenny. Good one. Doug Kenny. Here's some comedy history. You may or may not know this. Doug Kenny, I don't know if he wrote for SNL. He may or may not have, but, you know, Second City was enormous.
He wrote for Lampoon Radio Hour. I know that for sure.
Absolutely. A National Lampoon Radio. National Lampoon is the comedy paper for Harvard. The Harvard guys got together and they wrote a book called the Harvard Lampoon. Harvard Lampoon's name. That spawned the National Lampoon, which is where you get National Lampoon's Animal House, Vacation, blah, blah, blah. They started producing movies. But that's where the Harvard comedy writer pipeline started. Doug Kenny was at the beginning of it. Jim Downey, who was a rare Republican Harvard guy, was one of my best friends for a while. You know, we're still great friends. I just don't see him as much. Jim Downey wrote for SNL from the second season on. He was offered the first season by Lorne and wanted to go like a lot of, you know, rich Harvard guys, whatever, who didn't grow up like me. Wanted to go backpacking in Europe. Okay, good, Jim. Goes backpacking in Europe, comes back, and starts writing on the second season of SNL. And let me tell you something. Scorched the earth with amazing sketches. Lord and Lady Douchebag, his. Fred Garvin, Male Prostitute, his. Helped Bill Murray with everything. Bill Murray considers him one of the funniest guys on the planet. He's great friends with Bill Murray. And Google Bill Murray and Jim Downey recently drunk on a talk show. They fall over each other drunk. This is about 2 weeks ago. That's about a year ago. Letterman actually says the next day Bill Murray's on Letterman doing a top 10 list because it's Letterman's last week. And Letterman goes, are you all right? It's one of those things where you hear Letterman going into commercial. He doesn't know he's on mic. Are you okay? I saw you last night with Downey. Unbelievable. Jim Downey, one of the best writers you could imagine. And about 24 years old, fresh out of Harvard. So that started something that ended up with The Simpsons. Every Simpsons guy, the guy running it now is a Harvard guy, Al Jean. Sam Simon, my asshole friend who's dead. Just an asshole. Amazingly talented guy, but a mean prick. Anyway, just a guy dies doesn't make him a good guy. So
I know that.
Yeah, it doesn't. Right. What does that mean?
I know some.
Let me go name them.
Huh?
Name some guys that are dead or you hate.
There was a guy that died this week. There was a guy. Huh?
But don't say Hitler. It's an easy one.
No, there was a guy that died this week. Good riddance.
Who?
He was a radio guy. His name was Rick Lippincott. He came in.
Rick Lippen. He was a radio guy named Rick Lippincott.
He came in after our buddy Tim Sabian.
Okay. Well, people. Dan picks the one guy. We need 2 hours. We need a 2-hour documentary on who he is. He's a famous guy. He's have some
jerk.
balls. Nobody cares about Rick Lippincott. You're not going on a limb. I want you going on a limb here. A little Rick Lippincott. Not going to cost you any work in the business. That's a perfect name for you, too. A radio guy, Rick Lippincott. What? Was he an on-air guy?
He was for a little while, but he failed at it. He failed like he did. He failed at his
okay, Jesus.
I open up program director skills.
I open up the Dan Pandora.
I never thought I would dream of the day Tim Sabian would come back.
Okay. I did the Dan Pandora's box of anger for a guy I never met has just been opened. That happens a lot. Fuck him, fuck you, fuck him. The anger, and I got to say, Dan called us. The anger Dan had for Carly Fiorina way before she ran. Now listen, Carly Fiorina, if anyone doesn't describe her as a miserable cunt, after this election, there's no other way to describe that woman. Could you imagine being married to that woman with that face, that condescending face? I ran Hewlett Packard into the ground, by the way, and now I'm running for president. And she turns her head. She does a thing where she's listing off condescending statistics. I know ISIS. You know ISIS. You know ISIS was going to be the problem. I know ISIS. The unemployment rate is 3.2% in Denver. I know it. You know it. The people in Denver know. On October 8th, 1946, a bill was passed that secured the fate of Denver. I know it. You know it. The people of Denver know it. And she nods her head. You want to strangle her. And Dan, I didn't know her. She was a broad out there. Every time Dan, she would come up and once like an interview about shit on the Financial Channel. Dan would see her face. Fuck you, God, fuck you. But Dan, what happened? Did she rape your dog? Did she drug your dog? Like, why did you hate her so much?
Because she was such a liar.
Go run you the packet to the fucking ground.
She was just such a liar.
Like, Dan knew stats about her.
She endorsed Ted Cruz today.
Okay, I'm getting that. But could you imagine with that same tone and statistics being married to her? Oh, and her husband, by the way, doesn't work. I saw her husband. He is flimsy. Okay? Probably a good guy. And flimsy can be anything.
Much better than Rick Lippincott.
I'm ready to guy Rick Lippincott. Okay? How about that? How about that for balls? I'm the only guy who says stuff against Rick Lippincott. You don't have the balls to it, Art. Say it. I thought Dan was going to give us something like really like a powerful guy who died, who like, I went on a limb. Sam Simon, a known guy who was a friend of mine. I'm being honest. Total dirtbag.
You know more powerful people than I do.
I mean, yeah, right. Who's friends with Bill fucking Murray? Okay. By the way, I doubt it because he's never been on the show. Some friend. Yeah. And don't bring up the one time he stopped by for 2 seconds, stumbling around. That's what he gets. He came back one day. You were out. Shut up. So a friend, 4 years later, a friend doesn't me call in for 2 minutes when we need him. That's Dan's contribution. I couldn't get him to bring a fucking tape of Madonna on a voicemail. I know she's powerful. It could be libelous. It's her voice. Not an impression of her. Unbelievable. We had her basically saying, Mark Grace, I want to suck your cock. Basically. I'm paraphrasing. Dan's like, no way. Then don't tell me about the tape. Bill Murray's a friend. And then not even a phone call. How about a letter? He gave me great advice about a hotel in France, though. My God, was he on the money. Tell Artie, I know he gets some problems and trouble, and he has some anger issues and some addiction issues. These people in France are very good at this hotel. Hotel Lutetia. Shout out. If there's anything crazy, look, keep it quiet. They're very good with celebrities and even D-listers like Artie. Oh, my God, he could not have been more right. Matter of fact, I prefer that advice to calling in. Because I, like an asshole, my addictions took over, and I started yelling at my girlfriend for no reason, who was a saint in this whole thing, and I was wrong. Beautiful, romantic, 6 days in Paris. 6 days in Paris. And me and Adrian, we came in a little, we get in arguments on planes, it happens. See Springsteen do a 4-hour fucking show to hear Thunder Road and these fruity French accents. Unbelievable. Skindala salams. That sounded like ISIS. And, okay, of course, I'm drunk out of my mind the last 3 days. The first 3 days, so romantic. Adrian found a beautiful little restaurant. We went at 11 o'clock, the only people in the restaurant. The lamb fell off like butter. Oh, God, what food? What food? And basically, me and Adrian got a chance to make love. I don't think she'll sue me for this. It's true. We got a chance to make love in that Paris hotel room with the at about 4 a.m. with the Parisian wind blowing.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, 3 seconds of her life gone. No, she looks so gorgeous, so gorgeous. I think of Dan's legs now that I see her. Compared to Adrian's legs, I used to live here. I traded for Dan. Well, Dan knows how to hook up a mic. God, I loved her legs. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. Beautiful. As beautiful as they get. I'm the type of guy, like, with broads. I lay in wait, and then I usually hit a home run. I have very high standards. And she looked beautiful that night. We had dinner. We came home, and I was still on the wagon, and we made love in that hotel room. Broke the bed. Oh, it was so much fun. Oh, what a doll. We fell asleep in each other's arms. The next day, we went walking around Paris, and she went to eat dinner with a couple of friends of mine. I got drunk off my ass because I looked at the liquor and said, fuck it, I'm in Paris. That's how I think. Ossified drunk. My blood alcohol level is about 7.8 in 2 hours later. And, of course, I just start yelling at my girlfriend publicly. I get arrested. I get arrested in France. I'm in a fucking drunk ward in Paris with an 82-year-old guy going, I think he was Hemingway's assistant while he was running a movable feast. And I called over to the French gendarme and I said, Mr. French guy, I said, listen, I think this guy in the jail cell with me belongs in the psych ward. The guy goes, Monsieur, you are in the psych ward. I was out of my mind. I almost killed Dan. I almost killed Anthony Boza. By mistake, by the way. And I was singing.
Which one, me or Boza?
Both. Okay. I was singing Born in the USA. Born in the USA. To France, because they wouldn't let us fly over during the Iraqi war. No airspace. Thanks. After Lafayette in the harbor, nothing. I'm throwing out stats about Lafayette in the harbor, screaming. The gendarmes come, and I take a swing at them like I did in Los Angeles. My first international arrest. I've been arrested now in Miami, L.A., New York, all over New Jersey. Pick a spot. I'll take you down the Jersey Turnpike. Just stop at any rest stop. I've probably been arrested within 20 yards of it. Vince Lombardi, Joyce Kilmer, every one of them. Danny Marchibroda. Rick Lippincott. The Rick Lippincott rest area. Oh, Rick Lippincott, the radio guy. Disgusting. Good riddance. Thanks, Dan. So, so then I ruin it. 3 days of complete romance. And now I get arrested. I told Springsteen, I see Springsteen at the Four Seasons in a private room. He let me into the party. I went Nils hanging out with the guys, the band. I didn't get back to my hotel room until 8 a.m. after Bruce's concert. Springsteen comes over to me after, you people know he called me. It's in my book. He called me at home when I got out of rehab and talked to me for an hour. Bruce fucking Springsteen. As great as a man is ever been made. I want to die before Springsteen, even though he's 20 years older. You know why? Because I never want to hear this sentence. Did you hear Bruce Springsteen died? I'm being dead honest.
Oof, that's going to be tough.
I'm being dead. Dan, what's your greatest thing? What did someone say is your greatest thing today? You don't talk while I'm talking. It's your greatest talent. I don't want to hear your opinion on this. It's not the Rick Lippincott show. Our rapport is great, though. That's been said all over. We're looking at a Peabody. So I'll get back to my Bruce Springsteen. I never want to hear Bruce Springsteen. Oh, that's going to be tough. Like a poignant. What a beautiful thing I tried to say there. It's just as deep as I'm going to get. I want to die before Bruce Springsteen, even though he's way older than me, because I never want to hear the sentence, Bruce Springsteen died. That's going to be tough. Rick Lippincott. But I do love Dan. Yeah, I don't want to hear that sentence. I don't want to hear it. Or read it. It's going to be hard. The guy means a lot to me. And an hour he took out of his time to call me. While I was writing 42 songs. Writes 42 songs a day, according to my math. Doesn't he have the flu sometimes? He's like, when Will Chamberlain is the pussy, he's the songs. Well, 20,000 songs at the entire time Will Chamberlain was in the NBA. The time Will Chamberlain was in the NBA, Chamberlain fucked 20,000 women, and in that same time frame, Bruce Springsteen wrote 20,000 songs. I was just listening to The Angel today off Greetings from Asbury Park. Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. He's not talked about enough. Blinded by the Light. His first album, 73. Song called The Angel. A beautiful ballad, just him and a piano. The words are they're edgy, they're dangerous, they're gorgeous, they're romantic. The angel cries by hubcap heaven, baseball card in his spoke. Oh, God. The last line is, lies beside the angel's bone. That's his cock, by the way. Just amazing. So this guy that means that much to me, Springsteen comes up to me and goes, how you doing, man? And I said, like an idiot, you're so arrogant when you think you beat addiction, because that's the other thing I want to tell you guys. By the way, the Dave Navarro thing with two guys, it's moving full steam ahead. Got a lot of people who called and want to help out, so we're going to try to help out a couple of kids who need it. But Bruce says to me, how you doing? I said, like an idiot, because you never beat it. I said, Bruce, I beat heroin, man. I think I did. I was almost crying. I said, I think I'm okay. I'm sober. I'm not even drinking. He goes, that's great, man. He gave me a hug. He goes, you look good. He goes, and we talked a little bit, and he goes, well, much good fortune, my man. And he hugged me. Then he slowly walked his mom to the elevator and walked her up to her room. Think of how many different bad ways a rock star could go. And I'm watching Bruce Springsteen, pushing 70, walking his 92-year-old mother up to the elevator, up to her suite. It's probably a big one. On the Champs-Élysées in Paris at the Four Seasons. Her billionaire son, who she had with a bus driver, Adele, Italiano, strong Italian woman like my mom. I didn't do as well as Bruce, but I tried to. And I watched Springsteen slowly walking her up to her room in Paris. That's like, I mean, come on, man. And I told him I beat heroin. I'm not even drinking. 20 hours later, I was in a jail cell in Paris for public drunkenness. That's what I do. That's what I do, guys, because I'm Artie Lang. And I disappoint you. I'll disappoint Dan. Dan will hate my guts for some reason. Probably secretly does now anyway. No. You know, the Rick Lippincott thing was important to me. I mentioned Rick Lippincott, and you've got to shit on it, right? Fuck you. Fuck you.
You probably liked him.
Carly Fiorina. I don't even know who he is, like everybody else. Those people in the Lippincott family who don't remember Rick. Mr. Lippincott? No, I'm looking for... Oh, is he here? So I disappoint. I'm saying I'm sitting in the jail cell next to the La Plume guy who finally died pissing on himself. And he fell asleep. Fell asleep at 2 feet from me. Next day at 9 a.m. Think Dan picks me up? No, he's at the hotel. He's at the hotel.
Wrong.
Talking about me. Okay, whatever. Let's not get into it. I think he was talking to Joe Walsh. But I'm sitting. Everybody was very nice to me. Anyway, I come back and that starts a 2-day just extravaganza. I finally get Adrian to talk to me again. We sat in the tub in that room, the bathtub, because Dan was outside for some reason. Because I think Barry Sobel was fucking somebody in his room. Long story. Paris was interesting. Jean-Luc. Okay. Now I'm alone in the room. Public drunk. But the drinking that I did after that was like, I drank a little bit, then I drank some more. After that, I drank a little bit more. It was drinking on a level of like a gasoline tank, just pouring it in like an industrial hose of booze, just down my throat. My blood alcohol level was probably Ty Cobb's lifetime batting average. And I started throwing all of my girlfriend's clothes out the window. All of my girlfriend's clothes, beautiful clothes, expensive clothes, I know because I bought them. And shoes. This beautiful girl who doesn't deserve any of this, my doll face, my angel. It was too good. She was too beautiful and too perfect. Like a couple others, but not like her. She was special. She was peace to me. I had to blow it. It was too good. Too good for Artie. Life was too good. So I started to destroy it. I threw all of her clothes out the fucking window. Then I threw a bottle of champagne out the window that I think almost hit Dan. Is that true? Did I almost hit you with a bottle of champagne?
Yes, but I was in the room.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So I threw it.
I was on the balcony.
Oh, no. Okay, dude. You made it sound like I threw it at other people.
No, you threw it at me.
Oh,
it went over my head onto the street.
Onto the street?
Yeah.
Oh my God! If I had not killed just you, that would have been terrible. Wait, so I just by luck I'm not in jail forever.
Yes.
I would have killed somebody. Where did it land?
It landed on the street. It landed at.
Did it break?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had a little grass.
But that was a busy boulevard.
Yeah, there was a little grass thing in the center.
Well,
and
I remember. What time of the day?
Oh, that was like 2:30 in the afternoon.
God.
2:30 in the afternoon.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay. Well, here's the hotel. Here's Bill Murray giving us the advice. I knock at the door. I think it's going to be the police. It's the doorman with all of my girlfriend's clothes folded nicely, like they came from the dry cleaners, and said, "Monsieur, you drop these?" He said, "Monsieur, you drop these." And we got you another bottle of champagne. Brought me up another bottle of champagne on the house.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan. I was throwing it at you again. No, I'm kidding. I love you. That's a celebrity knowing his shit. The guy folded the clothes. Then I threw him out again. But during the night shift was just as nice. Black French woman. I love black French people. Love them. That's what it did to me. The addiction. The booze. And also I'm probably a little bit of an asshole. Yeah, what a recommendation. And anyway, that was, after that trip, I was able to talk Adrian back for a little bit, but it was the beginning of the end. It just took over. It takes over, and every good thing in your life you push away. I haven't pushed Dan away yet, which either one of two things. Either I'm getting better or he's not good for me. No, he's not great for me. Just think of those legs. Those yellow legs and feet. Too much hair. Dan is like a brother to me. He's become family. He really has. He's in my will, and I need a taster right now for my food. No, Dan is a brother. He's a brother, even though Bill Murray doesn't call. But that recommendation, unbelievable. So imagine being married to Carly Fiorina. To get back to my original point, and her like the way she lists off those stats, like Iran has nuclear weapons. I know it. You know it. The Iranian people know. You're her husband. I asked you to take the garbage out last night at precisely 9:22 p.m. I know it. You know it. The children know it. The garbage has not been taken out yet. It is now 8:32 a.m. That's almost exactly 11 and a half hours. 11 hours and 31 minutes since I asked you. I know it. You know it. The children know it. The maid knows it. The whole neighborhood knows it. I told you I want you to get a haircut before we go to my sister's birthday party. I know it. You know it. The barber knows it. My sister knows it. But you haven't done that. I take that as a direct insult to me and the children that you bore with me. And you bore me. Okay? I know it. You know it. Our psychiatrist knows it. I asked you last night to throw out all the eggshells from the egg white omelet that Marie made. I know it. You know it. Marie, the cleaning woman, knows it. I asked Marie to make me a very low in oil, canola oil, no bread, no gluten, egg white omelet. Several eggshells were left on the floor. I just came back from debating Donald Trump. I know it. You know it. Brett Baer knows it. And I got back. Eggshells still on the floor. I guess you were busy. Doing what? Playing bumper pool. I know it. You know it. The guy who sold us a used bumper pool table knows it. Which you overpaid for. I know it. You know it. With that nod of the head every stat. And the guy just trying to fit his head in the blender. What are you doing? Nothing, honey. Just keep rounding off those stats. I'm trying to fit my head in the blender to kill myself. I know it. You know it. If you put your head in the blender, it'll break, which means we'll need a new blender. I know it. You know it. The manufacturer knows it. The children know it. I asked you last night to do the children's laundry. They have a big recital today. I know it. You know it. Your son Daniel's playing the Artful Dodger in a play. I know it. You know it. Your teacher knows it. The whole faculty knows. But I'm embarrassed because I'm a public figure. I've done well, better than you. I don't like to bring it up every 2 days, but I do. I know it. You know it. I have our tax returns. As you can see, last year you made zero. I made $14 million. I know it. You know it. Cursed! Cursed! I love having a podcast. I know it. You know it. Mark Maron knows it. Oh, I love having a podcast. This is in my house. Me and Dan are just sitting here bowl breaking. You know, you're about to hear right now me lighting a cigarette. Yeah. Could do that 2 feet from Howie. Could light a cigarette next to Howard. I know it. You know it. Howard's trainer knows it.
The cats know it.
The cats know it. Disgraziato. I miss that show, man. You know, I actually, my father would smack me in the face for hearing me ever sarcastic. I'm making a joke, obviously. These are jokes. But think about what Howard did for me, man. I'm sitting here because of him. You know, I mean, I was honestly, I'll put it in perspective for you. I was a millionaire, a self-made millionaire from comedy and acting, and several writing assignments. From comedy, before I even set foot in Howard's studio. So I was doing well. But at that point in my career, I had done sitcoms. I shot a sitcom that I was a star of that didn't get picked up. I was a series regular. I was a supporting actor on a sitcom for 2 years. It aired. $35,000 a week for 2 straight fucking years on the Warner Brothers lot in L.A. Taking every chick I could to the fucking Warner Brothers lot and showing her around the Western town and the ER set. Pussy, pussy, pussy. With my buddy Norm, I had done movies. Big parts, little parts, small parts. I lost a lot of money for Hollywood. Stand-up comedy, sketch comedy at Mad TV, everything you could do. So it was, you never know. I was going to have to I was planning on going on the road doing stand-up, or maybe if I was lucky to keep up the money I was making, paying every single bill my mother ever had. Not her fault, by the way. My father, who was a great visionary, didn't leave us anything. Long story. I love he was the greatest dad ever, except for leaving money in a will, or even having a will. So it was like, you could say I ran the gambit, and I would either play a fat neighbor on a shit sitcom or go on the road and do stand-up. And then out of the blue in my lap, the Howard Stern show comes, and you know I do well on the air, and it helps him, sure, but not nearly as much as Howard helps me. So don't get me wrong here. If my father was around, he'd probably go, dude, he gave you a job when you need him. You never even make a joke about the guy. And he's right. Howard has helped me more than any other human being outside of my family and Dan in my life, because of giving me that job, gave me a second breath to my career, and allowed me to be me. Dan nodding.
I'm agreeing with you.
I know, but it's very disconcerting.
I can't help it.
Well, it's not, it's like the blowjob thing.
No.
Think I'm not blowing a guy. I'm not blowing a guy. Rick Lippincott. So, I actually feel guilty even joking around. I'm not going to cut it out, though. I like the bit. But we ball break. Our ball break. But believe me, I know my place. That's why even after everything that's happened, and it's just so weird. He just pretends I don't exist in a lot of ways, except for the repeats. Because the fans requested, I guess. Which, again, I'm over being heard about. It's just odd to me. But if he asked me to do anything for him for some reason, I'd come run him. Like a bitch. Because he's one of my heroes, and he deserves it from me. Guy gave me a job that led to everything. A lot of great. It led to books. I think I get a book fucking written or published about Howard Stern. Give me a break. And not only do I get the book he writes a foreword that's unbelievable. One of the best forewords ever. He takes the time. When I saw the time Howard took to write that foreword on Too Fat to Fish, man, he used pictures that he remembered, wrote jokes, stories, poignant stuff, funny stuff. It ends with a perfect line and picture. And I said, my God, the work he put into this. It was touching. And I brought up, he asked me to make his best man speech in his wedding. And I brought that up. I read the dedication to the book. You want to see how I feel about him? Go read the dedication in Too Fat to Fish to Howard. I won't bore you with it here, but that's how I feel about the guy. We were tight. I cherished him. And I'll bore you with this once every 10 or 11 shows. I don't know. Because I don't see, my career is, I got a lot of good career news actually lately, and everything's fine. And I was always confident in my talents and my addictions, though, to ruin that stuff. So it's a hard road, man, when you're an addict. But I know I can be funny. And I made money before the show, during, and after. But the show it put me on the planet in a different way, and I will always love and respect Howard for that. Just it put me on a different level, and the forward to that book is just unreal. He let us put his name on the cover, Forward by Howard Stern. You think that sells a few? Unreal. Guy did everything for me. Think Beer League gets made? Beer League would be a script sitting on Frank and I's desk. It sat there for 6 years. And I made great money, and I was kind of known, solid D-lister, but being on the Norm Show and Mad TV and everything else I did, it ain't getting Beer League made. Being on Howard Stern for about 3 years got Beer League made. So when I joke around like that, I do. I'm a Jersey guy. My father would be saying, "Guy gave you a job, motherfucker." But we're kidding around. So anyway, I know it. Howard gave you a job when you needed it. You'd probably be homeless and broke. I know it. You know it. Your fans know it. Howard knows it. Rick Lippincott knows it. So what did she do to Hewlett Packard? Like, what did she rant? She brings up blood. Like a lot of people. What did she do? She got ruined. She was a bad CEO.
Yeah, she basically ruined the company.
She did.
Yeah, she ruined.
But isn't it still around? The copy machine company. They're a player.
Yeah.
They're a player on every level.
Yeah, and
what else do they make?
Printers and
I know it. Okay, so printers, they got the monopoly,
right,
unofficially on that.
Right,
and that's money like out the ass. Of course. Do we have a Hewlett Packard printer in the office?
Yes, we do.
I know it. You know, I guess you knew that bad. Yeah. What, she had to lay off a lot of people?
Yeah, I think it was 3,000. And
okay, they don't like her. I know it. You're out of work. I know it. You know it. Okay, I can't stop doing it.
And she did the same thing at the company beforehand. She's been a failure at everything she's done. I think it was Lucent. I think she worked for Lucent.
Lucent? I'm Lucent. I don't. But you know what? I'm going to brag a little bit. And what I'm about to say is going to sound odd coming from me because I don't do this. But some people in show business, all they do. I know a couple of people who are actually kind of famous. They do, they do a 10-minute spot at a club in Cleveland. It's like you think they're bragging about it like they just shot a George Carlin at Carnegie Hall special. I'm not like that. I downplay shit, But, and this is because of you fans. And I want to, especially the people who are so loyal and have been at the podcast since day one, a lot of you guys. This is for you guys. Small group, but you're so loyal. And I'm going to tell you what I got going on. I want to thank you for it. First of all, I tweeted out today officially. Anthony Bose and I signed our third book deal, man. I'm going to write a third book. Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Holy shit, look at these two. Anyway. Is this Univision? Anyway. Yeah, it's really exciting. And this is a very comedic look. It's more comedy than anything. Crash and Burn was very dark, and Too Fat to Fish was more funny, I think. But this is a serious look psychologically at specifically my addiction of gambling and how it affects everything else in my life. Like the need to take a risk. And shrinks have discussed this with me. Like the reason I took a swing at a cop in France. Or I did cocaine, in between takes on a sketch at Mad TV. It's not just because of the addiction. It's addiction to risk. You're afraid of boredom. It's almost like you don't have enough respect for yourself to not be bored. It's constant need for like movement, excitement, or something. If you're not getting high from performing, you want to get high from drugs or whatever, or sex, or it's just it runs when you have that gambling degenerate thing, it runs your entire life. It makes you take unnecessary risks. Like doing a line of coke in a McDonald's parking lot in Bloomfield with a big SUV with a siren on it, basically. Should have seen that one. And listen, you take those risks, and this is a sort of a dark comedic look at that aspect. Right now, the current title's Pittsburgh. But I tweeted that out, too. I mean, again, there's a million stories. And, guys, get ready, because stories in this book are some I never told because the statute of limitations wasn't up yet. So get her ready. Anthony and I can't wait. We officially signed it. The signing bonus on its way, by the way. So don't poison me yet, Dan. Make sure that's in the bank.
Oh, God.
I got to write the whole book, actually, before I get all the money. And it's for a good amount of money. I got in the rooms with big companies. A new agent, a new manager. My manager, Rick Dorfman. Google him. I love Rick. And you know, major book deal. So that's because and guys, the fans, what I'm saying to you, my first two were bestsellers. The first one, #1. Howard had a lot to do with it. But #1, man, I failed Jim. I say that a lot because I think it's important. If you went summer of '82, 9th grade, in around July, early July, if you drove by Kiwami Junior High and Junior High School, you'd see 8 of the dumbest Italian, 8 of the dumbest black, and 8 of the dumbest Irish kids you've ever seen in your life. Very diversified. No Jews. We had one Jewish kid. You know, they say the Long Island kids have those, bar mitzvahs where it's on a yacht and they hire Aerosmith. Yeah. The one Jewish kid I knew, I guess where I think his bar mitzvah was on an Exxon station. There was a Knights of Columbus right next to an Exxon station, I swear to God. I remember his mother having a cigarette by the Exxon. The gifts were like keychains. I danced with his Aunt Zelda. Not enough perfume. On me. So, that's, listen, Mike Shackelford, black kid. Big wad of skin on the back of his neck, like a dog or something. His mother picked him up with his teeth, I believe. Oh. We used to say that all the time. It was a different time. But we all laughed at that. Mike was so fucking funny, though, man. Like, they would teach us how to rotate properly in volleyball. And in volleyball, when you serve, you have to say 8 serving 4. He would go 8 serving your mama every single time. The teacher said, don't say that one time. Make up a number, and I'll pass you. He couldn't do it. He passed my thing for perseverance. Just say 8 serving 2. It doesn't 9. Make something the fuck up. 9 serving your mama every time. It's like the hamburger comedian. Eventually you laugh. You know the hamburger comedian? Ever tell you about him?
You've told me off the air.
Here's his bit. He tells a joke and goes, hamburger. No matter what the joke is. He'll say something like, yeah, man, I ain't never been swimming because I've never been more than half an hour since I last ate. Hamburger. Your mama's so fat. Her belt's like the equator. Hamburger. And he said, and then about 20 minutes into it, you're laughing. You're waiting for it. And if he doesn't do it, you go, hey, you didn't do a hamburger. That was Shackelford with your mama. 8 serving your mama. Eventually he left. And they gave us all D's. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay? Best-selling books I'm writing. That's because of Howard and because of you fans. Because it's a great country and you fans allowed a fat loser slob like me to have this life. I have an amazing life I shouldn't have. You go around and see I went to an A meeting, like I said, in Pittsburgh. That's why I'm doing this. There's such despair. And it doesn't mean I'm smarter or more talented, or it might mean it in some cases, but there really is. I guess, I don't know, Dad. Like, you go around, do you know a lot of people who are broke? I guess there really is. No, there's no opportunities. People are going to get elected because everybody is sad because they're out of work. Is that true?
Yes.
Are the millennials bullshitting, or is that true?
No, there's a lot that are out of work, but they also don't want to.
Why is that different? It seems so. As I sit here up on my bully pulpit, looking at the city that you're mooching off, and I'm kidding, and I guess you don't see it. Are there a lot of people broke?
A lot of people have overspent.
That's the problem. So
yes.
they're still paying for that,
right? But these millennials have this vision of what their job is going to be.
Right, they expect something.
And they don't. They said, well, this is how I'm going to do it, and this is how I'm going to get there. And if there's any diversion in the plan, they have no concept of it.
They don't know how you
got to go back to school then.
That is a perfect way to put it. They can't call an audible.
Right.
They can't read a defense. They can't do it. You're right. That's so fucking right. And again, we made this point when we were talking to Rob Barnett. Again, everything's immediate now. In other words, we're talking about Google. If you grow up where everything you get, if you grow up and you want to know who played the second black kid, the second Lionel on the Jeffersons, in the old days, we just didn't know it because no one knew it in the room. You Google it, in 2 minutes you know it. If you're used to stuff being that immediate, you want it when you're an adult too. So you want success that quick.
Right.
I want to be a millionaire, graduate with honors at 22, be a millionaire at 23. Doesn't happen still, guys. They all want to be Anne Hathaway in The Intern.
Yes.
Oh my God, it would have been so great if in that Intern, like De Niro plays a nerdy old guy. If just once they could have shot a version where every time he walks her to the door as her assistant, and he's very nice, instead he's the character from Cape Fear. You all right, Miss Hathaway? And then he bites her face.
Oh.
God, that movie is so politically. Oh, the husband character with the beard in Brooklyn, and they're like, "Oh God, I'm not getting enough attention. I'm a stay-at-home dad, and I had one affair, and I'm so sorry. Oh, you fag." I don't mean that. I love gay people, but you know what I'm talking about. Whatever. Oh, you're right, Dan. The millennial. They're in their safe place. Get ready for a not safe place, jerk off. I started tweeting out about Belushi after the 0.0, about what a different time it was. I said, if John Belushi, if I ever saw him like, in some sort of afterlife or some sort of extraterrestrial experience, and he said to me, what's 2016 like, Art? Oh, it's great. It's a lot of fun. Every guy acts like a woman, and Bruce Jenner actually is one. That sums it up, John. Oh, by the way, in the 6 weeks it took you to shoot Animal House, Bill Cosby probably raped 17 women. You want all the fucking stats? And the guy in the White House for the last 8 years ain't the color of the house. Take that back to Chat-Town, baby. It was a different time. Men could be men. You could scratch your nuts on television and say, fuck off, asshole. Can't do it anymore. And guys, listen, be very careful. I said this before. You evolve as people. And listen, the fact that the N-word and the word faggot and stuff like that, the fact that that's not used anymore in public is such a great thing. Don't get me wrong. Because those words are attached to very tragic things. Like, a black kid, his grandmother could have been lynched while she heard that word. Last thing she ever heard was that word. I bring up that poor kid, that Ryan White kid, they were calling him a faggot while he's dying of AIDS. But a kid, these mongrels that beat him up, these animals, they should have been skinned alive on live television. Give them to ISIS. Can you imagine the lack of sensitivity? So that's great. But even Chris Rock said, they're getting rid of my beloved nigga. It's like, comedy should be edgy. It should be dangerous. So when you evolve and stuff gets a little nicer, more politically correct, the world does get better. And that's more important than comedy, don't get me wrong. But comedy hurts a little bit. At the end of every Honeymooners, Jackie Gleason, or about 5 times in every Honeymooners episode, Jackie Gleason threatened to hit his wife so hard she would go to the moon. That's wife abuse. That's spousal abuse. Margaret Cho was on Bill Maher, for Bill Maher, when he has on these young, hip chick comics and fawns over them. You dork. He had Sarah Silverman on. I'm a big fan of Sarah. I'm a friend of Sarah. She's very funny. But everything he says, he's laughing at. You look like a dork. Hey, Bill. She's not fucking you, Mar. Oh, it's so funny when you burped. You look like a dick. And I'm a fan of Mars. You can tell I'm a fan of Bill Maher. I watch his show. But I have a little decency. I know it. You know it. Sarah knows it. By the way, Sarah made up for a SAG award for acting, a very serious acting part. And I heard she's amazing in it. Congrats. Sarah's a good lady. And we've been friends a long time, and she's very talented. But, come on, Bill. Margaret Cho was on. This is a classic thing, an awful thing about political correctness. We're goofing, we were all goofing. Hillary Clinton in a couple of those debates, wore that yellow thing she wore. And, I tweeted out, she's the head of the Starship Command or whatever, the Enterprise. Very funny, about 82 likes, 6 retweets. And, so they have that on Maher's show. And Margaret Cho's sitting there. And she goofs on the shirt. And the people in the audience go, ooh. And she goes, wait a minute, dead serious. She goes, I'm not body judging. There's a term the millennials have, or the new political correct term, if you goof on someone, if you say someone's arms are fat or something. It's so insensitive. They call it body judging. And Maher had to bite his tongue because he probably wanted to say every racist thing. I'm not body judging. I'm talking about her blouse. No, I'm not. I would never body judge. Okay. Really, Margaret? Why don't you date me? Because you're body judging. Elle McPherson doesn't date me. Why? Because she's body judging. We're human beings. Fuck off. Body judging. Yeah, I'm body judging. Look at Hillary Clinton right now. She looks disgusting. I'm not body judging. If you look real quick, she looks like, I don't know, a bloated David Spade. Hillary Clinton looks like David Spade in drag right now. Another way to say David Spade in drag is, of course, David Spade. I love Spade, one of the funniest guys ever. I don't want to start a wit war with that guy. But let me tell you something. Look at Hillary Clinton right now. You tell me if I'm wrong. Barry Sanders beat her in Michigan, okay? They're calling it the biggest upset ever. She has a fake smile plastered on her face.
Barry Sanders?
Did I say Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
How great would that be? And Michigan, Detroit. Did they think it was Barry Sanders? We stumbled over a great joke. Did the Detroit Lions fans think it was Barry Sanders? It just said B. Sanders. I'm voting for B. I'm going to Lake Winnebago. I'll vote for B. Sanders. See Barry Sanders. Oh, number 20. Against Hillary Clinton. Fuck it. I'm voting for the B. Sanders. Go Lions. His running mate's Adonovan McSue. Adonovan McSue. I said Barry Sanders. Because that's what I want. There's the black president. I spoke to Barry Sanders at one of the beach bowls. Great guy. Great guy. Doesn't seem like he'd be in a think tank, but a great guy. Probably smarter than me. Again, I'm body judging. I'm not mind judging. Oh, that's so funny. The people in Michigan.
They thought it was
Barry Sanders. Imagine the votes Billy Sims would get. Yeah, we're on our way to ice fish at Lake Winnebago, but you hear Barry Sanders is running against Clinton. Yeah, Barry Sanders against Clinton, eh? Yeah, we're going. We're going to vote for him. I don't mind a colored African-American guy. It's Barry. It's old number 20. Yeah. Oh, number 20. I think one of the Temptations is his running mate. Barry Gordy. Is that Barry Gordy? Oh, I'm laughing. I know it's like the hamburger to most of you guys, but I'm laughing. Dan and I are very thrilled. They thought it was Barry Sanders. Hey, is that Barry Sanders? Look at the ticket, ma. We were gonna vote for Clinton because we love David Spade. I think she's gonna do. She's gonna do a Dirt Rick again. What's her name? Dirt Joe Dirt. She's doing Hillary Dirt. We're gonna vote for her. We love her, like a lot of the blacks. But Barry Sanders is running. Apparently, Barry Sanders is a socialist. I don't know what a socialist is, but I know about old Bear. What does socialism mean, man? Well, he's very social. Oh, okay. Oh, number 20. Apparently, he wants to do away with college costs. Barry Sanders. Well, didn't he get a full scholarship? Yeah, it didn't cost him anything. Why? Of course, you run like him and you don't have to pay for college. That's what he's running on. Become a great football player and you don't pay for college. I'm voting for old Barry. Old Barry Sanders. They thought it's Barry Sanders. That's why he won Michigan. That's why the polls were so wrong. 90% of the time they didn't know it was Barry Sanders. At the last minute they went, wait, it's Barry Sanders. Good move on Sanders. Good move by Bernie Sanders. We want to make people think. We're Bernie Sanders. We want to make people in Michigan think I'm Barry Sanders. Okay? That's our goal. That is our goal in Michigan. Okay? In L.A., we want to make people think I'm Larry Sanders. That's our goal. And just the two people who watched that show in L.A. That's our goal. For the young vote, we want people to think I'm Adam Sandler. This worked in Michigan. It'll work again. In Kentucky, we want people to think I'm Colonel Sanders. It'll work again. These idiots thought I was Barry Sanders in Detroit. Wait, it's not Barry Sanders? The next morning, who the fuck is that old guy? What'd you do with Barry Sanders? There's an old fucking Jew there. Who's the old Jew? That's the socialist? Mom, you're so wrong. We could have voted for old David Spade. Fucker. Ah, fuck it, who cares? Let's go ice fishing. Holy living Christ, this is a dumb show. But I love it. Guess what? This is the sound of me lighting another cigarette.
They thought it was Barry.
I actually said Barry Sanders. Yeah. What a Freudian slip.
And, you know, that's one of those, in Detroit, that's one of those guys who got away, and they still love him.
Oh, no. The first time I went to Detroit, big fucking life-size, not life-size, of course, but I'm saying huge fucking painting on the side of a building of Barry Sanders. Just a huge, I mean, he was, they love him. They do. Barry, what a great move on Bernie Sanders' part. Let them think I'm Barry Sanders. You understand? When I'm making my speeches about the revolution, put just in Detroit and Michigan, put Barry Sanders' face over mine. With the rest of my white old hands, my ancient white hands and Barry Sanders' face. We are going to run an I formation. Right up the gut. I broke the record and I am now quitting. I don't want to hear it. I'm retiring. Hey, Ma, we voted for Barry Sanders. Who's the 102-year-old Jew? That's fucking hilarious. Anyway, third book deal because of you people. The other thing, you know, I told you I shot, you know, I played myself in a pilot for HBO called Crashing. It's a really funny comic. Pete Holmes wrote us a story of his life, and Judd Apatow got wind of it and loved it, and they got a pilot made. Apatow, you know, in many ways, our generation's, he's a lot like Woody Allen. He's a lot like Mel Brooks. He's a combination of, he's a very talented guy, Apatow, and obviously people know that now, and he's been unbelievably successful. Wrote for the Larry Sanders Show, which you were goofing on, one of the funniest shows of all time. Of all time. And Apatow wrote for that. I mean, like, as a kid, he's a Sandler to appear. All buddies, and you know, it sort of defines comedy in this generation, Judd Apatow. And I was always a fan of his, and I always heard he was a good guy. And a couple of summers ago, when he was shooting Trainwreck with Amy Schumer, he would be in the Comedy Cellar quite a bit because he was getting back into stand-up, and I'd see him at the table. We had a couple of long conversations at the table, and he was a good guy. He's a big Stern fan. And then a little like encounters happened where like someone tweeted out that you know, he tweeted, Judd Apatow tweeted out a nice picture of Andy Dick with a nice compliment on the back, you know, my handsome friend, the visitor, you know. And in the back is Apatow's bookshelf, and someone pointed out my book is right in the back on Apatow's bookshelf, Too Fat to Fish. And I tweeted, hey, man, you got great taste in books, and I said to get the second one out soon so I could fill up the shelf. Like, you know, and of course some asshole goes, why don't you get a room, shut up. I thank the guy for having my book, asswipe. Fan of Stern, knew my stories, and I always goofed on him, you know. Well, I don't know if I really have the guts to say this out loud to him, but if I get to know him better, which it looks like I will is the point of the story, but, you know, he said the reason he gave Amy Schumer this opportunity for the movie, and Amy hit it out of the park, God bless her, you got to say that, man, and Amy's a friend, and I'm happy for her, you know, but the opportunities come up, you got to be ready. And she was ready. Judge said that he got a movie made for her. He made the movie with her because he was listening to her on Howard Stern after I had left in my appropriate way. She was on Howard, and he was going to work in L.A., and he heard her tell a couple of stories about her life on Howard and found them interesting. and called her through her agent out of nowhere and said, I want to do this as a movie. Can you write it? And Amy delivered, of course. But that's how that happened. And you know, when I see Judd, I love him, but I feel like going, dude, what were we doing the 8.5 years I was telling stories about my life on this? Were you ever in traffic on the 405 during that? 8.5 years. You got my book. What happened? No movie there? Some interesting shit. Busting chops. Maybe it'll happen to us. I want someone else to play me, though. Barry Sanders. So you know, I get the call to audition for this app. And when it's Apatow and HBO, you go. And I went, and I was originally supposed to play a character with a different name, and I did very well in the first read, and then I got to read with Apatow in the room, and I got to see how he gives notes and stuff. It was very casual. It's pressure when you're auditioning for a big job like that, but you know, the actual comic who's in the show, Pete, is right in front of me, and a real funny guy, man. Just naturally funny, great presence on screen. I think he's going to be great. People are going to love him. And the show's called Crashing. He plays a younger comic, comes to New York, goes to the legendary Comedy Cellar, and meets a bunch of guys he's a fan of, older than him, like, you know, guys like myself, Dave Attell, Louis, Greer Barnes, Russ Maneve, Robert Kelly, Norton, like, you know, Colin, of course, and we're all hanging out there. Patrice was still alive when he first moved in. And he went there and he said how mean it was. He said, actually, I wasn't bad. Young kid. And the other great guy on this show, Ryan Reese, was also his roommate at the time. They go to the cellar and they both persevered. Right now, Ryan is the house MC at the cellar. That's an amazing job to get. And he works with me on the road, and he's great on this podcast. And once I get over this cold, we'll all be back to doing normal shows. But Ryan will be back. But, you know, that's perseverance, man. A lot of people go home. The city beats you. And it could have beaten Pete and Ryan. And so Ryan is basically one of the house MCs, one of the regulars, and does spots, regular spots as well. Honestly, you could say comedy show, the biggest comedy club in the world. Not as far as size, but I'm saying the biggest name. Most prestigious. If you're regular at the cellar right now, because, you know, since it was always a big deal, but since Louis C.K. put it in the beginning of his show, he's walking into the cellar there, it's skyrocketing. And going there, it's like being at Studio 54. Celebrities go and just hang out with a pussy on top of pussy. I'm not going to lie to you, since I broke up with Adrian, and I've hit a couple of solid doubles. One or two over the fence. Sometimes it's easy. It's set up to get laid. I always said that about the cellar. You do your set, and hopefully they see you kill. If they see you bomb, you got to leave. But if they see you kill, you go upstairs, and then you're sitting at that table on display you just killed, and all these hot chicks are looking at you at the bar, whether they're with their dorky boyfriend or not. I'm not good enough to get them away from the boyfriend. You got to be good looking and funny. You got to be Russ Maneve for that. But you know, the stray cats, man, are still kind of cute. Solid Arizona 8s, baby. And guess who comes in looking for a wounded gazelle? This fat old lion, this disgusting fat body riddled from drugs, booze, hurt, pain, gambling losses, a limp for no reason. Waiting on blood work. I walk around equipped with my stupid lines like, do you have the time? The time to get to know me better.
Oh, God.
If you want to know where North is, just look at my crotch. Great stuff. Now, a wounded gazelle limping because she was bit earlier in the night by Greer Barnes.
Oh.
And he didn't finish her off. He went for something better. She's limping around. And I stumble out about 4 a.m. And oh my, it's an easy takedown. Wake up the next morning in a hip area of Brooklyn, wondering where your Range Rover is. 142 millennial roommates, beards, hair, she's a beard. It ain't pussy hair these days. There's none of that. Thank God. A lot of beard here though. We could have hairless fucking rooms. The guys got to grow beards now. No pussy hair, not beards. Fuck off. Everybody looks like fucking Joel. What's the name of that critic with the big mustache? Could have been funny. I blew it. Yeah, it's set up for that. And so they persevered. But Pete Holmes went on to get his own show after Conan. That got canceled. And after something like that gets canceled, you're like, you might not see him for a while, but he perseveres again. Doesn't know Apatow, but because of the Pete Holmes show, Apatow's a guest. And he perseveres. And he pitches this idea. What happened was Pete moved to New York, and while he was doing that, he came home one night after doing stand-up, and he finds his wife in bed with someone she works with. And he goes out that night. 10 minutes later, he does a spot, and it's so raw. And you got to say you draw from pain. And he talks about it 10 minutes after he saw his wife in bed on stage and bombs. And they eventually get a divorce, and now he's doing, again, he perseveres in life, goes on to get a lot of success. I think the wife's happy. Now he's happy. And during the shooting of the pilot, I met his new girl. She's a beautiful girl, and they're having fun. Like, his life got better because he persevered. It's actually a great story. And he's got, like, that baby face. You want to like him. And Apatow leeches onto this. Not leeches. Latches onto it. I meant to say latch. Apatow don't leech on anything. People leech on him. I meant to say latch. And he latches on because he sees the idea. That's what brilliant guys do. He sees the idea can be good. And they write a pilot. And I auditioned for this one guy who's, like, supposed to be this sarcastic comic who he looks up to and blah, blah, blah. So when the auditions go well enough to where they change the character's name to my name, and they end up doing that with a lot of the comics who are in it. And great comics are in the pilot, like they're doing cameos, little scenes like Rachel Feinstein and Greer Barnes, who I believe will be in more, Jay Okerson. A lot of funny people. But it goes so well at the rehearsals. They name the name of the pilot. The name of the show's Crashing. They name each episode. The name of the pilot is Artie Lang. I mean, listen, I was excited about that. I'm in the business a long time. I've met a lot of famous people, except Bill Murray. But I have actually once, not through Dan, though, through Jim Downey, the aforementioned. But this was exciting to me. I was like, with my agent, like, wow, it's so fucking cool. It's because it's Apatow, HBO, and Pete, I think he's going to be a big star. We shoot the show, and I must say, we shot the pilot in November, and you know when you do well in this business, I kicked a little ass in this because Apatow was so amazing to work with. Here's a guy who's arguably the most powerful director in comedy, certainly in comedy, maybe, in a lot of ways. Spielberg of comedy. That's what Apatow is. And I got him yelling out, just tell it, he knows my book, and tell this story, tell that story. And he lets me improv, and Pete Holmes was so generous with the screen time, and he's funny in it a lot, but he was very generous with me, and it went. I had a great shoot. I felt great. And Apatow, the people are laughing. Apatow will put me aside and go, dude, this is you're doing amazing. Coming from him, that's pretty cool. And Pete said it too, and I think the rapport Pete and I had was good too. So the feedback is great. They cut it together. Apatow called me twice during editing. Again, people like him don't do that. And said, you're great in this, man. It's going to be great. Pete Holmes, the same thing. And I'm like, well, let's see if they're real about it. It gets picked up for 6 episodes, which the HBO was almost a full season. And I get a call a few days ago, and I find out that I'm going to be in at least 3, maybe 4, half or more of the season I will be in. And it seems like bigger parts. And I've been on the speakerphone for the last couple of days helping them write. The writers, the great Joe DeRosa. Anybody who's a fan of smart comedy knows Joe DeRosa. And Joe was a writer on it, and a good friend of mine, and he called me up. He said, yeah, they want to do a couple with Warrior Stories, and great opportunity and shit. And I'm like, well, you're great. I get on the phone, I'm relaying the stories, and they're laughing at the other. And I'm like, this is surreal, what's happening. HBO and Apatow is as prestigious as it gets. And Pete's like, yeah, man, it just worked. So I believe the second episode after the pilot is, I won't give it away, but it's just a very funny premise that Pete and I got to be funny in. Again, involving the world of comedy. And I'm playing myself. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's a decent amount of coin I'm making for each episode. And for the pilot. So, Judd, thank you. HBO, thank you. And Pete Holmes, thank you. Obviously, like everything with HBO, that'll be all over the place. And if they need me, I probably will anyway. I'll promote it, and you'll see me around. Very proud of it. And get a chance to help creatively, when I got like Joe DeRosa, who's just, Google him. Just so funny, and Pete and Judd Apatow and HBO is just, forget it. I'm gushing. So that's going to be a big opportunity, and I can't give away, but I have an idea for a sitcom, guys. That I had this idea after I met a certain gentleman up in Montreal who I want to be my guest star, my partner in this. From the title, you know exactly what it is. I can't give it away though yet. My agent said don't. But basically, if the casting is what I want, and the lighting is right, and someone knows how to push, take on a camera. The picture, the promo, the press photos, or basically the picture for the press for this sitcom will get more laughs than anything I've ever done. Just a picture of me and the person I want to be in it with the title underneath it or above it. We'll get more laughs than anything I've ever done. So the success with the HBO and Apatow thing will get me a chance to maybe get a pilot shot. I'm not saying HBO, they probably won't be that. They probably won't get that low in the grass with a scumbag like me, but somewhere. A lot of opportunities out there, a lot of channels. And I bet UTA, this agency that's the biggest agency in the world, God bless them for being interested in me. Biggest agency for comedy, at least in the world. Digital stuff, they're very new, and I was with them years ago when I could pick an agent on Stern. Another great thing Howard did for me, I was just running stuff, and agents wanted to, take that, because it was printing money. If you don't understand, I'm plugging it in Howard. And they had a big building 10 years ago when they rep me. United Talent Agency. And it was right on Beverly Drive in Beverly Hills. Okay, that place, the new place I went to meet, the trip I took a trip out to L.A. to do the Conan O'Brien show, another show called This Is Not Happening with Ari Shaffir, which came out great too, I just found out. And I take a meeting with the UTA. That was it. Only 3 things I needed to do out there. And the UTA thing, you could argue, might have been the most important. Again, in the room, it went great, and they agreed to rep me. Again, that doesn't happen without you fans. No way. You fans gave me, enough subscribers for this thing to where it became a little business. And I reached enough people, and I said, fuck it, we're going to keep doing this. And it's gotten better and better. I'm very proud of the show. Very proud of it. And a lot of opportunities are coming out. The podcast, by the way, is another thing. There's a lot of people interested in helping this grow, because even if I did do my own sitcom, which takes up a lot of time, I love doing this so much, I'll fit in a couple of these a week. Because I do enjoy doing them. Dan, do you enjoy doing this?
I love doing this show.
Really? Well, I don't see you helping much right now. I'm kidding. That's going to be amazing.
And there was one other thing that happened to you tonight.
Okay, I'm getting to it. I'm going to do that for last. The show I mentioned that I did with Conan, and UTA rep me, there's all big stuff. Again, you got to realize. Thanks again for you fans for letting me gush a little bit like a little girl right now, because you got to remember where I was. I stabbed myself 9 times on heroin. It was a psych ward and rehabs and detoxes for over a year, crumbled up like a ball, and I came out of that somehow. And you fans were still fucking there. The first big show I did with Norton and Natel and Stanhope at the Borgata, we sold 6,000 tickets in about 10 minutes. I think people just wanted to look at me like an oddity, like an ape that's still walking after standing. But it was at the Borgata in AC, so it's Jersey, South Jersey, and Philly. Those loyal Philly fans, man, they were like, I felt like my cousins were watching me. They hugged me. So that's where I was, guys. I was very down and out. And I worked hard. You have ups and downs, like an arrest in Paris. But stuff like, meeting Danny Villado, my radio soulmate here, my buddy. I was telling him this today. And working hard to getting a place like United Talent Agency to want to work with me again. Getting a guy like Rick Dorfman, my manager, who's very good at what he does. And another guy, I click with Rick. He's a click Rick. I should call him that. we have the same sense of humor, and I couldn't imagine being on the phone with a representative, like an agent or a manager, for 2 hours laughing. But I do that with Rick, and it makes for a great relationship. Could have got a better percentage of the book deal, but. No, but Rick is great. I'll be with him forever until, of course, a bigger manager owns him. Yeah. And I'm just kidding, Rick. No, I do my so, but stuff like that, because Rick is a big deal. And I don't know I'd ever be with more mainstream people.
I can bleep that. I'll be with him for bleep.
Don't bleep anything. These people have to get this passive aggressive message. No, but I just and then the podcast, the Nick and Artie show with my buddy Nick. I meet Danny and Nick and me have a blast, and for some retarded reason they don't want Nick there anymore. Like, okay, one of the funniest guys ever. We'll deal with a few arguments. Jesus, and then I'm under contract. I stay. And then John Ritchie comes in and knows his place because we're not on the football field where he can kick my ass. We're on the comedy field, but he becomes funny in his own right. And some of my favorite moments ever I have with John and Mike Machete, who's now not a friend because he stabbed me in the back. Won't be hearing Mike Machete on the show anymore. And a lot of opportunities are arising. They could all fail, don't get me wrong. But I'm going to have a lot of big at-bats. Mike won't be with me unless a full apology is given me. If not, keep doing videos of you exercising. I love Mike, but you were out of line. I gave you a job, buddy. Like I said with Howard. Remember what I said? Loyalty no matter what. And I apologize for joking around. You're being serious on race wars. What kind of world are we in? And it really gets hurt Stacey Pressman's career. Because she can't come in here. She wants to come in alone, fine. But that toilet paper you bring in on the bottom of your shoe every day, called Mike Machete from Staten Island. No. Unless a full apology. But, inspired stuff like Danny, just like simple ideas. I let Mike do the weather. Amazing. Home runs. Google Machete doing the weather on our show every single time. I challenge you not to laugh like crazy. There's a point where, he's outside in 2-degree weather. We don't let him come in until he tells a funny joke based on the weather. And we have dead silence, and we slowly dissolve the black. Just no laughter. I challenge you not to bust a gut laughing. The twins out of nowhere called Nick and I, and all of a sudden they're working for us and parking my car. They turned out to be less than friends, but they're two sweet girls.
We got no watches.
Took watches from Mike Machete. Yeah, Mike doesn't give me a watch. Gives a watch to a boy, I'll never talk to him again. You know what she looks at? Mike, what you get when she looks at that watch, Mike? You know what she looks at the end of the show when we got canceled? Of course, I said, Mike, I'll call you later, and he's on my podcast, blah, blah, blah. She looked at the watch you gave her and said, time to never talk to Mike Machete again. Oh, look at the time. It's time to ignore Mike Machete and forget he exists. Forever. Bye. Good work, Mike. All those opportunities were there, and it all led to my nose bleeding in Pittsburgh on stage in front of 1,000 people. No, but again, ups and downs with me. It's like I'm in the doldrums. You think, but then, I keep getting up. But the thing is, me getting up means nothing unless you guys aren't there. And in particular, you fans of this podcast, you're here, man. And God, I just love you for it. That's part of the reason that some of you fans, I don't want you to be hopeless. Part of the reason I'm going to, get these two kids into rehab and stuff. And the other people who apply for this, and we're going to set up a situation where I don't want it to make it seem like a contest. Like people with the worst stories, we're going to try to help. The two worst stories. But the other people, I'll help you as much as I can. You're my family. So I get up, and career-wise, and I finally, I'm very happy. It's great to be able to call you mother again and say you're writing a third book, and you're going to be semi-regular on an HBO show, and you might pitch one of your own. And for her to say, great, I need a hot water heater. Very touching. Now, she's the greatest mother in the world. My mother and sister, we have this bond, a three-way thing of like, well, my father got hurt, and it was never really said out loud, but we help each other, and it's worked out fine. Could have been a lot worse for us. Homelessness. Us against the world. Sometimes it's a good thing in families when you have that feeling, us against the world, and we had it. Then it became between me and me against a casting director from MTV. And I made it. I got very lucky. Somebody up there likes me. Because I'm not the most talented guy. I'm not the smartest guy. I'm certainly not going to be a supermodel. But I'm here. I'm solid. I'm with you. I'm a neighborhood guy. With a couple of giggles, a couple of laughs. A guy give you a ride to the fucking train station if your bookie's after you. Call Artie. Think Aziz Ansari's going to do that? No. He's not going to do that. He's writing more brunch material. Some more safe millennial material. So, but not me. I'm the scumbag on stage. Live through me, vicariously through me. And, just my way of saying thanks. But so it's the Apatow thing, the book, stand-up gigs are, offers are pouring in still and selling. I've sold out the last 12 shows I've done. And they continue to go that way. Bigger venues coming in again. And like I said, the other thing I did out in October was a show called This Is Not Happening Now. The Babe the Pig story that me playing Babe the Pig on cocaine. They asked me to tell that story in a very detailed way in a stand-up form on a show called This Is Not Happening with Ari Shaffir. That airs April 5th on Comedy Central. And one of the guys told me, and again, this is my bragging time, I'm sorry. One of the guys told me they voted it in the writers' room the best story of the season. And it killed. Danny was out there.
It was fantastic. Yeah. It was the... I had heard you tell the story on the air. I heard you tell the story off the air. It's certainly the best time I've ever heard you tell that story. Well, it was
in a stand-up version. Yeah. I told it on Conan once and it killed because Conan was great with it. On Howard, of course, it just incubates and Howard's perfect for it. No audience, though. This is in a stand-up form at a strip club. And I said I have other stories people haven't heard. They go, no, tell that we request it. I've been around long and old enough the way they requested it. And I told it, I get into more details about the dealer and how we were really friends. And I had an affection for the guy. And now he's not around anymore. And that kind of hurt me a little bit. I get into all of that in a comedic way, and it's a little poignant too, but the crowd eats it up, and I felt great about it. And sure enough, they said, yeah, So April 5th, that airs. And tonight, I premiered on a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial with the new Colonel Sanders. Now, is that Gaffigan in it?
Yes.
Okay, it's Gaffigan. Gaffigan's the new Colonel Sanders, so I got they're writing checks over there.
And it was on during the NBA game.
One of the NBA games. I guess it's going to be national. They're kind of goofing on our celebrity a little, of course. It's me and Timmy Meadows and Tori Spelling. But it's fucking fun. Norm made it cool again. I get a call from Kentucky Fried Chicken about a month ago or 3 weeks ago, and they say, dude, we need you right away. We need to know if you want to do this. And it's no shoot. It's no lines. They needed a picture. They said, take a picture. We'll get one off the internet. I said, find one off the internet. I'll just sign off on it. After a while, I'm not sitting here doing photo shoots. So basically, Danny, not even me, emailed them a picture, and they sent us a 4-figure check. And royalties are coming. Royalties. Because you consider a principal in it. And I didn't even know when it was going to air. And of course, Twitter is unbelievable. Someone said, that is me in the back. A picture of me in Kentucky Fried Chicken. So, I mean, just, being considered to be, even associated with a company like Kentucky Fried Chicken means I've worked. A lot of hard work is paying off.
You're back, baby.
And my mother's going to get a lot of hot water heaters if she needs them. No, yeah, it's, I just sold my house down the shore, by the way. Signed the papers on that. And that, for 10 years, basically I rented a house for $1 million in 10 years at the Jersey Shore. 10 years in a beautiful 8,000 square foot mansion on the water. Pussy. In the old days. And, love that home. Dan, how about that house, huh?
It's heaven. It's amazing.
That was a little weird, but Rick Lippincott had a great time at that point. I watched Rick Lippincott pound a lot of pussy.
The only bad memory of the 10 or 15 times that I stayed there was your mom asking me to shower outside.
That was a request from me. And the Mexican maid. You walk around with us. First of all, we're doing a man cave shoot with Tony Saragusa. And Dan's walking around with yellow feet. yellow bare feet. I'm like, get a shot of those feet. And he runs away. What we do, we had man caves. It was for the man caves when they did the man cave for our DirecTV show. Put the man cave up. Remember you the episode of Man Caves where they did the man cave in the attic of that house? I loved it there, but it's a chapter of my life I needed to get rid of. It's not purely financial, but the fact that all this good career news is coming in and, got a nice deal for it and some influx of some stuff, and I'm 48 and I'm still breathing. I don't know what to tell you. The sun's shining. And I'm very proud of this podcast. What have we done, 220 of these?
I think it's a little over that.
Yeah. In just over a year, 15 months, I mean. So.
And most of them 2-3 hours.
Yeah, a lot of them lately. Again, so the plug, this is not happening with Irish Fear, April 5th. Check it out. Detailed pig story. And I don't know if they edited it out, but they made me tell two stories. The other story they requested from Stern was when the guy comes on my jacket in a threesome. I could come on my jacket in a threesome. I did not start out thinking I'd have a threesome. A guy just inserted himself in the threesome, and then this woman. Chick below me on a couch at a porn party in Woodland Hills, California, naked, on all fours, blowing me on a couch. Guy who looks like The Rock just takes his dick out, starts fucking her in the ass. Well, her pussy, but takes his dick out, starts coming on her back like I'm in a movie. I'm looking around if I'm getting filmed like Hulk Hogan. We'll get to that. Here's Bubba. Here's Fabrizi. I'm involved in that. My agent testified yesterday in open court. Oh, I'm getting emails. I like Hulk. Hulk Hogan introduced me once with Bubba at a gig I did outside of Orlando, Florida once. Watched the whole gig. Was a fan of mine. I'm a fan of his. I could have told him to spend a little less money on the daughter's career. But, I went to Howard flew us down in a private jet for Bubba's wedding. That's the kind of guy Howard was. So generous, Howard and Beth, We're going to Bubba's wedding in Tampa. That's how close we got to him because, it was a big deal for Howard. It's serious. So let's all go to the wedding and I'll get a private jet. That's right, Danny. You cut out too soon. I got Dan on a private jet from Vegas, believe me. We made out in the back.
So you guys were not on a break at that time?
When?
The wedding?
No, we were broken up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she left. Couldn't deal with the heroin. No, Dana was another sweetheart, another doll. Dana, little Carmen Electra. So funny and tough. Survivor, Dana. Got out. She knew to get out. Go to Blood on the Tracks by Bob Dylan. One of the best albums ever. Blood on the Tracks, 1974. There's a song called If You See Her that I used to sing verbatim about my old girlfriend in California. I used to get drunk and smoke a little weed, just a tad. I never bought weed, but sometimes the guy slipped me a pipe, and one of the writers at MTV got that orange California weed. Unbelievable. You get high from sniffing it. Walked by the writers room at MTV, I failed a piss test. So I was listening to If You See Her by Dylan. And that's how I think about Dana and Adrian. Listen to those words. And Danielle. A little bit of Carol. And, of course, Super Cardi. Who I robbed a bank with at 17 years old. Jesus Christ, what a bozo. What a life. How am I going to defend this life? That Albert Brooks movie, Defending Your Life. What does that mean? We're watching 9 days of my life. I don't understand. I don't get it. These are not flattering days. Rip Torn and Albert Brooks. I mean, yeah, come on. Yeah, we're going to watch 9 days of your life. Is that a good number? It's not great. That movie could have been better, but has a lot of funny shit in it. You like a pies?
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you 9 pies. I can eat as much pie as I want. Meryl Streep can't go wrong. Unless it's a comedy. But, yeah, so anyway, If You See Her, say hello. If you see her, say hello. Or if you see... By Dylan. You know how I feel about it. Women when they walk out. And I know it's my fault. Got to push them away. But, yeah, again, private jet to Bubba's wedding and a private jet back. That's how Howard rolled, man. 6 of us on a 14-seater. That's fun. Stayed at the biggest hotel, the Caesar something in Tampa. Big suites. And we had a blast. Days of wine and roses. The wedding was so much fucking fun. I had a big bet on a football game, and I talked his producer Brennan to betting with me, and I got shit for that. I leave the wedding during one fucking toast by a father-in-law to watch get your score. Give me a break. Some of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays were there. Broads all over the place. It's again, great times, man. Great times. I've been very lucky. But that's how close we were to Bubba. I got to know Bubba very well. And when I went to Bubba promoted my stand-up shows when I played in that area, he always sold it out for me. He's a big deal down there in a lot of cities. A lot of funny, great guys on that show. I don't know if they talk anymore, which makes me sad. But a kid named Spice Boy. Don't even know his real name, but that kid got a lot of pussy. And a great guy, funny on the air. A rapper, a black kid, not 50 Cent, 25 Cent, they call him. 25 Cent, great fucking guy. They're all great. Brad, Fabrizi, Manson. Bubba with a great radio voice. He was great on the air. And, being accused of some crazy shit. Him and Hulk Hogan were great friends. It's sad to see. And I knew Heather, the woman involved, and beautiful, beautiful woman. It didn't look very proportionate, her with Bubba, but Bubba did well for himself. We were on a boat that he owned, one day. A lot of good-looking women on those boats doing stuff. Jesus, thank God there's no camera around there. So 2 Asian chicks doing something that was woo-woo. Let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, on a yacht outside of Tampa, that's how he rolled. 14,000 square foot house he had. He used to buy his kid. He was 6 years old, those real little motor cars. Bubba was rolling in it. And, Heather, gorgeous. And it's funny, the Southern priest who did the wedding, the ceremony, they made us go to that. Howard's like, private jet, you're going. I'm like, okay. But it was funny because he's saying how beautiful Heather is. And then when it gets to talking about Bubba, he's like, Heather's so beautiful. Wonderful bone structure. Like shallow shit. Kind of like just gorgeous face, a smile to die for. Just a natural beauty. She could get up in the morning, no makeup at all, sleepers in her eyes, hasn't even relieved herself yet. You could take a snapshot of her, a Polaroid, take that, put it right on the cover of Vogue. It's Vogue ready. That's how beautiful Heather is. And then he looks at Bubba and goes, and Bubba, you are a gregarious young man. Gregarious was a good thing. And I get it. I'm gregarious too. What a catch. Because Heather was beautiful, and of course, just when you think it's a beautiful marriage and a beautiful friendship he has with Hulk Hogan, he's taping Hulk Hogan fucking his wife in a bedroom. And it's on Gawker. Now look, I know Hulk. I know Bubba too. They seem like great guys. But Hulk especially seems like a guy of integrity. I'm not lying. I'm not taking sides here. Well, of course, I know Hulk, and he's never done harm to me. He's nothing. As a matter of fact, Hulk Hogan has always been a good friend to me. When I was away in rehab after everything happened, whenever he'd go back on Howard, I heard him a couple of times, and people would say to me, he was always like, I miss Artie, I love him, I hope he's okay. And so he's funny, he's great, he's going to come back. I'm telling you, he'll be back. And he was right. Oh, thank you, buddy. So, yeah, I'm rooting for Hulk Hogan. This trial, he's not against Bubba, it's against Gawker. And, we were watching it on Court TV. What drama? Check that out. that fucking lawyer for Gawker, man, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He keeps repeating questions. He doesn't care if it sounds stupid. So you think he's a liar? He lies. Yeah. Would you say he's a good liar? Yeah. So you're saying he's the best liar you've ever And Hulk Hogan, and Hulk's a very smart, intelligent guy, built an empire, but, he's a little fried. Anybody would be. He's been superflied Schnucker 2,000 times. Look out, Avalanche. That was my favorite. King Kong Bundy. BG would get all casual, knowing what's coming. Bundy stalking. Look out, Avalanche. When 400 pounds of Bundy would just fall on you, he called it an avalanche. You know how many times Hogan was just laying there and he got the avalanche? You're going to be a little fried in court. The Gawker attorney might outsmart you. The Gawker attorney's never been in court, and everyone goes, look out, avalanche. The guy in court TV goes, and he's cross-examining. Look out, avalanche. During cross-examination, the Gawker attorney never had a 400-pound guy in a singlet fall on him. And Hulk's trying up there, man. But Hulk's attorney's got to interrupt. He's got to object. It's Hulk's attorney to give him time to get his head straight. For 2 straight hours, he's getting questioned. What if is Hulk's attorney on fucking Ambien? He might be in Tampa. What the fuck? Say, little time, excuse me, sidebar, I object. Fart, do something. Throw up. The 4th time he asks if his friend's a good liar. Fuck the 4th, the 18th time. Make a noise. So you'd say he's the best liar ever. Did you just shit your pants again, Bubba's lawyer? Hulk's lawyer. Do something, that's your job. So Hulk's up there, baby, fighting for his life. And my agent Tony, for some reason. 'Cause I guess Mike Colta's involved. Every 2 seconds from Tony, I got to hear how great Mike Colta. And he is great, but let's calm down. Very talented guy. I love the guy, but that's the thing I tell people. Got to tell agents. Don't tell people I'm great because it's like people start to hate you. They don't even know you. But Colta does deliver, and Bubba too. And they're in some feud that I inadvertently got involved. They're both been very good to me, Colta and Bubba. But I know Bubba longer. I was at Bubba's fucking wedding, and I don't know Mike as well. But I got nothing against Mike at all. And I got nothing, and I love Bubba. And I love Hulk Hogan. I do. So I'm against Gawker here, I guess. And that attorney. So good luck, Hulk. I'm rooting for you. You deserve something, man, because these people with the internet, something has to be stopped. It's like, he says, obviously Hulk, in the class, he's like, I'm not friends with Bubba anymore. That's what he says. How else are you going to put it? And that kind of sucks, because I know they were close. I knew Bubba, the friendship with Hulk meant a lot to Bubba, not just on a celebrity way, but he loved Hulk. They were very, very, very close. When Hulk's kid got into that tragic accident where the other kid was really dreadfully injured in a real tragic way, and Hulk's kid had to do time, Bubba was very upset about it. And Hulk Hogan went through a terrible divorce. And the Hulk Hogan I know, he deserves better than that. He's a good man. So I'm rooting for you, buddy. Tony Burton, of course, with very, very, very white hair. I love Tony, but I don't know what he said. Tony, what do you know about this case? I know Mike Colton's a fantastic personality.
That's exactly what he said.
The ratings come in, and the rating book just came in. He's number 1 for the 15th straight week. That's not what we asked you, sir. I just want to say that Mike Colton. And again, I know Colton. He's a funny guy. Sometimes you go to your agent, calm down a little bit. They build you up too much. The worst thing an agent does is if they try to relay part of your stand-up back to somebody, and the problem is they're not funny. Oh, like guys I know are funny. I had one agent who would repeat. You also rep Mitch Hedberg, stand-up agent, and he would repeat Mitch Hedberg jokes to me, and they wouldn't be funny. He would make a Mitch Hedberg joke, not funny. I go, you're telling it wrong. Sometimes I know the joke, and I'd let him tell it. I go, you're telling it wrong. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And I go, do you do that with my act? Yeah. Oh, my God. My act's not even nearly as good as Hedberg's. You're doing people must think I'm a plumber or want a stand-up contest. So what I'm saying is that thank you so much. This is my let Artie brag in a humble way and also say thank you for having something to brag about. It's because of you fans. And, of course, the great Howard Stern, Norm Macdonald, Quincy Jones, David Saltzman, Fax Bar Hounswell, David Herman, Orlando Jones, everybody at Mad TV, and everybody who helped not only save my life, but get me work. And stuff right now is going great. Crossing my fingers. And I have a movie idea, too. That is getting a lot of interest right now. I tell you, this HBO thing, everything falls into place when Apatow gives you the he's good line, the nod. And the third book is so exciting, this gambling thing. I have so many stories and jokes. Me and Boza. Boza will be on the podcast soon, by the way, next week. Come in and talk about it. I got so much shit. It's going to be a fun one. The tentative title is actually Athletes Who Owe Me Money and Why I Hate Them, the Artie Gambling Story. No, but we're going to do fun shit in the book, like make fun of athletes that have cost me money, like all of the 1986 Celtics, and say how ugly they are, and have a big picture of Larry Bird. Like one of my jokes is, if you see Larry Bird recently, a profile of Larry Bird. Okay, Magic Johnson is counterpart in the NBA has had AIDS for 11 years. Looks way better than Larry Bird. Magic Johnson has been HIV positive for 20 years. Looks way better than Larry Bird. Just the truth. Larry Bird, if you see a current profile picture of Larry Bird, his nose and chin are going to touch soon. And I pointed out in the book, I get a profile picture, and I go, listen, when his nose, in the 1920s, it's a true story. The Holland Tunnel was built. They started on the New York end and the Jersey end. And when the two sides met, they had a big party. Nobody went to school. Big celebration. I feel the day Larry Bird's nose and chin touch, and doctors can predict it, the day they touch, Boston should have a big holiday. Nobody goes to work. Take off the big dig and call it Larry Bird's nose and chin touch day. Then I say exactly how much money he cost me in gambling, and I give him my big picture of my fat face, and we let Larry Bird goof on me. Those are the dreams of the book. Stuff like that. That's the funny part, but sort of like psychological shit into the life of a gambler. And how when you Google me on CelebrityNetWorth.com, how I should have that money. I should have that money. My mother's hot water heater should be like a nickel in my butt. Instead, I bitch about it. Don't get me wrong. I've done very well. Better than I should have. Better than a gutter snipe like myself should have. But I'm living the life of Riley, man. I got a good life. And I want to thank you for it. A lot of great, thanks for letting me brag a little bit. A lot of great stuff going on in the career. All right. I'll stop boring you. But how long we talked for a while? It's been a while, right?
An hour and 36 minutes.
Yeah, George Martin, the legendary. I thought it was the Giant. There was a Giant George Martin who had a big safety against the Bears in the game, I believe. Dan told me George Martin died today, and I went right to the Giants guy for some reason. And then I realized, the legendary producer for the Beatles. Legendary producer for the Beatles, the original producer, the guy who really came up with their sound. And they all give him a lot of credit for it. He passed away. He must have been 111. How old was he?
He was 90 something.
He was an older guy to all those guys. And Lennon was 80 if he was alive, right? I mean, well, Lennon was born in 40, so he has 70. Jesus. Wow. Got to think about that.
He was 90.
He was 90 years old, George Martin.
March 8th, 1926.
Think of that, man.
Jesus.
Think we lost fucking John Lennon. Every time I think of how young he was. I'm 8 years older than John Lennon was when he was shot. Think of that. What he'd already accomplished, what he might have accomplished. Art, man. That's what when you think of the Holocaust, if that asshole Hitler won, there's 2 billion reasons ahead of this, like families would still be alive and wouldn't go through that hell. But also think about it this way. We don't have Annie Hall. No Woody Allen. We don't have Spielberg's movies. We don't have Stevens. Jaws doesn't exist. Barry Sanders isn't running for president. You know what I mean? It's like Albert Brooks. We don't have Albert Brooks. Could you imagine? And there's a genocide going on right now, man. ISIS, what's going on over there is terrible. We need, look, a lot of important shit going on over here, but maybe for just 4 years we need someone those motherfuckers are afraid of. We might need a lunatic like Trump. I don't know. Most exciting time in the history of politics ever, I believe. A lot of people are saying that. And I hope there's a great writer, like a Hunter S. Thompson type. Someone close to him exists, and he's following Trump and the rest of these people, and is going to write some book or some form of art that does it justice. Patty Chayefsky Network type of thing, if it'll ever happen again. So I'm going to take a break right now. We'll come back. We'll do a little bit of George Martin stuff and wrap up real quick. And I do want to... somebody tweeted me today, October of 1993, I'm 24 years old, with Jimmy Palumbo, the kid who played Johnny Trino. Such a talented guy. He steals Beer League, the movie with Johnny Trino, the shortstop, who batted .706. Me and him, I'm 24, he's probably about 26, at a packed Caroline's that had just opened in 1993. It was a hot spot. There's a shot of my sister in the audience. She's 22 at the time. Just started at Ralph Lauren. No, just started at Philip Van Heusen. Philip Van Heusen for a year, then DePolo. so successful, so wonderful. And they cut to a shot of her. She's gorgeous now. My sister always will be. But, God, stunningly beautiful. My sister's face, right there, you saw the face, real quickly, in this lighting. And I didn't even know somebody did this. I guess the producer made this tape of like the highlights of the whole show that we did that night. And it was sketches, it was stand-up that I was able to do a little bit of. And it was improv stuff. And it opens up with a sketch of, basically, a sketch that I wrote with Jimmy that is Abbott and Costello's Who's on First, but two construction workers. And instead of, bases, it's joists and 2x10s. And I forget how great that went and how it killed and how much fun we had. I weigh about 140 pounds. I look like I have AIDS. I was a good-looking kid. Dan, was I not a good-looking kid?
You're a good-looking kid.
Thanks, buddy.
You're a handsome man.
Easy Liberace. To quote Beer League. Dirty Work. I'm quoting Dirty Work. But, so I'm going to play the audio of that, but we'll send you a link, too. Try to check it out. I'm proud of it. Artie's fan clips found it or whatever. These guys find these clips. God bless them. I did not even know this existed. But we talk real fast and we rehearsed it. Me and Jimmy delivered there. So we'll play the audio at the end of this. And we'll give you the link to see the whole video of it as well. I'll explain that, which will be real quick, and some Beatles stuff. Just let me rest the voice. Back after this. Okay, we're back. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. We saw a little research thing where when people see a podcast is longer than 2 hours, they get a little freaked out. A lot of stuff to listen to. So we have thousands of hours of shit. Me spewing dumb opinions. So I'm going to wrap this up quick and tease this Beatles bit we want to do. A couple other things coming up in the next couple of days. But I want to say this. The Daily News obviously doesn't like Donald Trump. And, okay, they've done insane shit against Trump. Paul O'Neill, former Yankee, a great Yankee. Great Yankee. Former Red, too. Has a ring with the Reds. People don't realize that. 1990 Reds. It shocked the Bash Brothers and the A's. Swept them in 4. And guess who bet Oakland? Wah.
Oh, God.
Motherfuckers.
Nobody saw that one coming. I remember that World Series.
Fucking Barry Larkins Reds.
Yep.
Paul O'Neill. The year, by the way, a red team that Pete Rose built. Giamatti says, fuck off for gambling. Lou Piniella, who I love, walks in, but he walked into Pete Rose's shoes and they win the series. Oakland had just destroyed San Francisco in the earthquake thing series the year before. Destroyed them. But in 88, everyone thought they were in three in a row, like the A's of the 70s. But in 88, they were fucking, of course, upset by the Dodgers. And guess who bet against the Dodgers in Game 1? What? When Kirk Gibson hit that fucking fucker home run, I didn't have enough money for community college. Okay, so upset there. That was, I believe, 5 games. Then they show their muscles. They're up 2-0. Earthquake happens. They play after the earthquake. It's not even a match. They destroy the Giants. Everybody thinks now they're back on track. Reds, underdogs. They're going to destroy the Reds in 1990, and the Reds sweep them. That's baseball. Got to play the games. Barry Larkins, Reds, and Paul O'Neill was on that Red team. Clutch player back then. Yanks get him. Great pickup. I knew that was a great pickup. And the Dynasty years, the 4 rings O'Neill's a part of, and an amazing part of it. Clutch fucking player, passionate. And now he's doing announcing. I love it. So he's a guy who hangs out in Florida. He's a baseball player. He's retired, got millions of dollars, does the games as a broadcaster. It's like work he could do in a coma. And he probably hangs out at Trump's golf course. And he's a winner. He's a Yankee. Trump loves him. Probably kisses his ass.
He does. He did. He said it. He hangs it at the golf course.
Of course he does. They all do.
Why are we at the golf course?
Because I don't like golf. And by the way, Trump, I'm friendly with Trump. We can go. Daily News might not like it. Louis C.K. might not like it. But I'm going anyway. This black chick, by the way, Ebony on Fox News.
Oh, please.
This black chick, let me tell you something. My Italian uncles, I'd go to them. I don't care if you ever talk to me again. I'm fucking her. My story is she's Sicilian. Even if Mario Bosco says he'll never talk to me again. Mario Bosco's interview was so funny, how honest he was. Kids trying to get into show business. Don't bring home a black guy. That's Bensonhurst, baby. But oh God, this chick. There's a political analyst on Fox News, a black chick, half black. I don't know. She looks very black, white features. but the oh man, her name is Ebony. Oh my God, I haven't heard a word she said. Oh my God, I can't. I have to go to the shower and jerk off every time I see her. And every time she says something like supposed to be smart, like a guy. And Bill O'Reilly, like, clearly wants to fuck her. God knows how he hits her drunk at the Christmas party. They're all happy when they first get the job, these Fox News chicks. And then by the second or third year, they all have a startling, like, scared look on their face, like the look Kardashian had when OJ got off. Effley Bailey, everybody was sold their souls to the devil, like Gawker, and they're all high-fiving. Kardashian's like, what did we just do? Look at Kardashian's face. I hid a knife for this guy. A year later, he's dead and his daughter's fucking a rapper on him. Yeah, Kardashians, look, that's what some of these girls have a look of Jesus. You know why? Because their second or third year, they've been in a few Christmas parties, and they've probably seen Bill O'Reilly and Hannity drunk accidentally kill a whore.
Forget them. How about Murdoch?
And then Geraldo get rid of the body.
Yeah.
Murdoch's fucking, boy, did Jerry Hall hit the jackpot. She thought the Mick Jagger jackpot, she thought the jackpot, the guy who wrote the whole Sticky Fingers album, was a lot. No, she hit the Murdoch. And they look like, she looks older than him, first of all. Mick Jagger used to fuck that.
Ugh.
She looks older than him. And the kid in vinyl is her kid. Am I right?
Yes,
James Jagger,
yes.
The kid in vinyl. The kid looks like Mick Jagger. Other than that, not much of an actor. There's scenes where he's just sitting there breathing out of his mouth. When I think he's supposed to be happy. And guys like Cannavale, these guys are great actors on that show. Cannavale, man, he's carrying it. Ray Romano's doing a great job. I'm totally in love with that show. You know what? Let's do a follow-up of Barnett, if he doesn't mind.
Sure.
4 or 5 episodes. I think I asked him to do that, actually.
Yeah.
I want to see what he thinks, because I love it. I'm hooked. Got to see it every time it's on. It's my new DVR specialty. Well, Dan DVR's that and The Affair. But are you digging it?
Yes,
You've
yes.
seen everyone, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What a tour de force. What a project. It's basically like shooting a movie a week for like 10 weeks. Those HBO series, I mean, they're shooting scenes at, banquet scenes with tons of extras. And it's the money that's being spent. And Cannavale has got to be there for 15 hours a day. I mean, that's all. Once you shoot something like that, that's all you could think of. The Apatow pilot, I forgot. I mean, I've shot a lot of stuff on film. I forgot being radio now mostly. I've shot stuff, but when you do it on a regular basis, you see it's like one camera shoots, man. That's you're there a long time. Every day I worked on the HBO Apatow thing, The Crashing. Every day I worked, which for the pilot was most of the days because the storyline was mostly about me, as a few others will. But, I was at, 12, 13 hours. Sometimes it gets you out. The AD wants you to get... A couple times you're in the last shot. You got 4 hours to kill. That happens. And that's when I would usually, in the old days, get into some trouble. 4 hours to kill? Where's the coke? So, Cannavale's got to be... That's a commitment. So let's talk to Rob about that.
Okay.
That'll be great. But anyway, I forget my point, but interesting times. All right, so this is going to be a tease because, again, we went a little long here having fun with the Barry Sanders debate.
Paul O'Neill you were talking about.
Yeah, Paul O'Neill's right. Okay, Daily News. My real quick point about that. Okay, he goes down there, he hangs out, athlete, he's golfing, Trump's kissing his ass, drinks. I think Paul's married, but who knows? Maybe there's some back rooms where there's a broad or two. And again, every second hole on the 9 holes I golfed with Trump and Eli Manning that day, every second hole there was a chick, a smoking hot chick, Arizona 9s, giving you hot dogs and beer and soda. And I was, and that's why I'm voting for Trump. It's based on this alone. I said, "Do you interview these girls personally?" He goes, "With a full mouth of a hot dog." He goes, "I try to hit all of them." So funny. Goofing on each other's shoes by the end. He's like a big kid, but now he's fighting ISIS. And Paul O'Neill probably hangs, and he says, I'll endorse you. What the fuck? I'm not playing. So last night, Trump wins everything. I mean, it's not like it's an unpopular view. And he sees Paul O'Neill. He goes, "Paul, will you endorse me?" And he hears something in the back of his ear. So Paul O'Neill endorses him. Trump mentions how much he loves him. O'Neill officially, backer him, whatever, not officially, says, I'll endorse you. Because Trump asked him at the club called Trump. Which you know what, Dan? It's a good bet. We should try to go. See if, now that he's Mr. Electable, if he'll let me in there. Me, you, and Chris Cotton will try to get back in. That's another funny one. Tank Cotton. You know what? After the construction workers bit, tell Flippin to tag it with the O.J. Anderson interview with Trump tonight. I want to let them hear that again. Doesn't matter how long it takes to look it up eventually. By the way, Flippin got mad at you because you said that he'll get to it tomorrow on the air. Flippin tweeted out that he was mad. Why? He said he'd stay up?
No, I was thinking about. I know he goes to bed around 1:30 or 2, and we were
every night.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because he doesn't finish work.
So what was he mad at? That you said he seemed lazy or something?
No. I said when
Flippin not white.
when Flippin gets up, he will post the show, and people were giving him shit all night.
Why? Because he didn't post it.
Yeah, they thought it's 7 a.m. He gets up.
When was he going to post it?
He posted it around 10 o'clock.
Oh, they thought it was 7?
Yeah.
God bless these people. I like how loyal they are, but they're waiting there at 7.
At 6:30 in the morning, they start tweeting him, "You lazy asshole, get up."
Fucking hilarious.
I know.
Oh, that's just so funny. That's so funny. Love Flippin', but that's a joke you got to take. Flip's the best. But tell him to tag it, with the construction workers audio, to tag the O.J. Anderson at Trump, the latest one, when he's talking about the hot dog. Hot dog really big. Replay that one. As a problem. Yeah. So, so the Daily News today, because of that innocent little thing, has a big headline, dissing Paul O'Neill. This poor guy. The Daily News thinks he's an asshole now because he's Trump. I mean, give him a break. I see you're against Trump, political, blah, blah, blah. You think he's Hitler. He's not Hitler. Who's going to be Hitler? Someone's going to get away with that. I love it. People call him Hitler. Okay, here's the headline. A picture of Trump, with his hand on O'Neill's shoulder. A Paul O'Neill. And they diss Paul O'Neill, who's just one of the most popular Yankees ever. I was at that game in the 2001 series against the Diamondbacks, his last game. Last inning he was going to play. He was in right field. He almost started crying. I was one of them. Me and my uncle right next to each other going, Paul O'Neill. Poignant moment. Gave me the shivers. And then Brocious ended it with a homer. But I had just started on Stern. It was a weeknight. If we waited till the last inning traffic, I would have been late for the show. 5 a.m. with traffic. So I made my uncle leave an inning early. We watched the whole game, paid a lot of money. And because I was afraid of being late for Howard, my first week full-time on Howard, we heard Scott Brocious hit that home run on the George Washington Bridge. My uncle wanted to fucking kill me. But they won. And Paul O'Neill, big part.
I was there.
Okay, were you at that game?
Yeah.
Diamondbacks, yeah. Was Mark Race talking to you?
Yes, he was.
I can't defend him. I'm the asshole.
Back then he was.
Okay, let's calm down. Separate show.
Rick Lippincott wasn't, though.
Him and Lippincott and Mark on the Diamondback show. Yeah, unbelievable. Paul O'Neill. So you heard the Paul O'Neill chant. You heard what we think of Paul. So Daily News, okay, I get the Trump thing. You're a little out of line here. Give Paul O'Neill a break. Guy's trying to get his dick wet, golf a little bit at Tampa. Yeah. He's in Trump's place. Drinking Trump water, vodka, steaks. By the way, how funny. That's why Trump is, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, they say the same things at those political speeches. Hillary Clinton goes, We don't want insults, we want results. Shut up, you whore. Fat ass in a pantsuit. Oh, such canned fucking political rhetoric. Who wrote that for you, sweetie? Bruce Valanche on the fucking payroll now? We don't want insults. We want results. A bunch of morons fucking cheer. Trump is selling steak. He's doing an infomercial for steak. I mean, come on. How do you not love that? What does it mean anyway? Let his advisors make the decisions. I want 8 years of a president selling me steak of the State of the Union. The State of the Union address. He's going to make the State of the Union. These are great steaks. I don't know anything about the account. Great steaks.
He doesn't know anything about the steaks. They had.
Bush doesn't know anything about the steaks.
They tried to interview all the people, all the heads of the products today on NPR, and only one of them would comment.
Of course, NPR. Yeah. Your liberal fucking love over there. They're doing well. They're getting Trump elected. People like NPR.
I agree.
Interview the kid like that's going to do a lot. Hard hitting the steak company. It's just so funny. I mean, look, I don't know. I agree, Trump. I don't know who's right. Whatever, he might not be right, but it's just funny. It's way more entertaining. I mean, that's why he's a celebrity. Harry Shearer's the first guy who said that to me. So bright. I'm like, why is he? He's a celebrity. He said that on this show. People love celebrities. I mean, look, I'm a third grade celebrity, man. When people see me and they recognize me, it's like you can see their face. It's like the celebrity in this country is our royalty. It's unbelievable. I've got out of massive tickets. I can run over a midget. They recognize, like, and what did Trump say? I can shoot someone up Fifth Avenue. He's right. Celebrity. Guess what? The Apprentice got canceled. You know what kept going? Celebrity Apprentice. That kept going. Don't give me the Amoruso shit. She became a celebrity. So, I mean, Daily News, give Paul O'Neill a break, all right? We get it. We get your opinion. Trump's Hitler. Good one. Okay. Don't fuck with Paul O'Neill. Don't fuck with my Paul O'Neill. I love him. And that's Talking Points. By the way, when Bill O'Reilly refers to himself as Talking Points and then puts Talking Points in the third person, I want to crawl through the TV. And I like Bill O'Reilly, okay? But I want to cave in his head with a Funko bat. Because it took me a while to realize this. He does a thing called Talking Points at the beginning of his show. And he's a brilliant broadcaster. Yeah, and he gets it through. But I realized at the end he goes, Talking Points thinks this is wrong. And then I go, wait a minute. Is he talking about the people who wrote Talking Points? Because it's not him. Or is he Talking Points? And I said, wait a minute. And Dan confirmed. Bill O'Reilly is Talking Points. And in that, he's referring to himself in the third person as his character Talking Points. He has an alter ego or a character Talking Points. And he goes, Talking Points thinks this is wrong. He's talking about Bill O'Reilly as Talking Points. I want to cave in his head. Hillary Clinton might be indicted, but probably not. Obama might give her a pardon. Talking Points thinks this is wrong. Talking Points thinks Hillary Clinton should be tried. Talking Points, it's like he's saying Bill O'Reilly thinks. And he's Bill O'Reilly. He's Talking Points. My head's going to explode. Talking Points. Talking Points thinks this is wrong. Talking Points thinks blah, blah, blah. Talking Points wants to fuck Ebony. Talking Points wants to fuck Ebony's unbelievably black with white features pussy. Talking Points thinks there's nothing better than black with white features pussy. And Ebony's one of them. Talking Points loves the fact that Ebony's only been to one Christmas party at Fox and has not seen her and Geraldo Rivera accidentally drunkenly kill a whore. And then have Hannity and Brett Baer get rid of the body. Talking Points wants to fuck Ebony. Talking Points has already fucked several of the women on the show. He won't say who. Talking Points, Talking Points. I want to see Talking Points on Bill Maher. We'll go to Talking Points. New rule. If your name's Talking Points, you can't talk about yourself in the third person. As Talking Points. Talking Points. Talking Points thinks you're an asshole. Bill Talking Points thinks that this show's wrong. Talking Points thinks liberals are fags. Okay. Talking Points wants to go on The View again. Him on The View is great. Whoopi Goldberg leaves because he says Muslims put down the buildings in 9/11. Whoopi Goldberg gets up and leaves. And so does Joy fucking fat ass Bayar. Sit down, ass wipe. Getting paid $10,000 a minute to fucking spew out your stupid opinions. It's a great country. Bill O'Reilly says fucking Muslims put the buildings down. Like, yeah, it's a fact. You get up and leave. Talking Points was very mad that day. All right, George Martin, the Beatles guy, died. Here's a promo of what we're going to do on the show. We realized when Bowie died, and I've always known this rule. Rick Rubin told me this, the first Beastie Boys album. The reason he got away with all those Zeppelin riffs, he only plays 6 seconds of them. If you just play 6 seconds of a song, you don't have to pay the royalties on it. You get 6 seconds. Actually, it's 7, but we're making it 6 to play safe. So we did it with Bowie, and it was very funny. We played 6 seconds of about 20 Bowie songs. Some of the younger comedians didn't get it. But George Martin, the great Beatles producer, died. So this is a tease. We're going to do about 15 or 20 of these coming up. This is a tease. This is 6 seconds of 3 Beatles songs. as a tribute to George Martin, and we can't afford 7 seconds or the whole song, so we'll just play 6. Here's 3 tunes. The first, Ticket to Ride.
Start your timer there? You got the timer right in front of you?
Believe me, I'll know. Oh, wait, okay. Yeah, I'll call it right there because we don't want to get I'll call because we don't want to get in trouble. All right?
Ready?
This is Ticket to Ride, 6 seconds on. When I say stop, you have to stop. Go. Stop.
I hope that makes people laugh as much as it makes me laugh.
Well, don't say that. It's putting pressure on the bit. Everybody tweets it home. It doesn't, Dan. You suck. Don't ask people if something's funny.
Stop laughing.
That's right. Don't ask Twitter if something's funny, ever. Twitter will say the negative thing all the time. Don't ask Twitter if cancer's good. They'll always say the negative. Okay. Here's 6 seconds of Yesterday. Wait, and go.
Yesterday.
Stop. Yeah. Talking Points thinks this is funny. Do you agree with Talking Points? Okay. And we'll end it up with, here's 6 seconds of Let It Be. Mm-hmm. Okay. On my start. Ready? And 6 seconds of Let It Be, tribute to George Martin and the Beatles. Go. Go. Stop. Boy, that's such a great tune. You do want to hear it. That's, the tune's great. I'm going to listen. As soon as we go off the air, I'm listening to it. Let It Be. Beatles are great. That just proves it. So that's a tease. We did a long show here, but we're gonna do that soon. Soon look for that. Soon look for us analyzing the Trump kids. Look, again, I'm not a Trump hater, but I'm a comedian. And when his kids talk on these shows, they say the same exact thing. It's like a script. Dad's great. Melania's great. She's a great lady. Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka talking about the importance of hard work. First of all, hilarious. Second of all, we're gonna play them talking in separate interviews, then play it over each other. We're gonna have a blast. So that. Another 6 seconds of Beatles songs, a tribute to George Martin coming up. And, of course, I'm going to try to do Barry Sanders into debating different people. Barry Sanders of the Lions doing a town hall. And a lot more fun. But, again, guys, I want to thank you for letting me brag a little bit. But the point is, my career is going very good right now. It could suck soon. I'm not putting the whammy on it. And it's because of you. Especially you guys on the fucking podcast. You guys are such loyal fans. I love you for it. So look for all those things and pray this TV show gets on the air. If I gave you the title and showed you a picture of the person I want to do it with, that alone will get more laughs than anything I've ever done. Just the picture. And the movie, too. And something else, since I stand myself 9 times. I had another best-selling book. I did another special for Comedy Central and stand-up. I didn't think I'd ever fucking be outside again, guys. And it's because of you. So look for Crashing on HBO. They're holding me for a month from April to mid-May to shoot it, which means probably in the fall. Look for Crashing on HBO by Judd Apatow with the great Pete Holmes and some of me. And Ari Shaffir show, This Is Not Happening. I tell Babe on cocaine story. Classic from 04 on the Stern Show in Malibu. And in front of an audience in L.A., and it came out great, thanks to Ari. And April 5th, look for that on Comedy Central. And I'm in a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial. Look closely in the back, you'll see my face. And royalties are coming in, ka-ching. It premiered tonight. Thanks to all you people on Twitter. I'll keep tweeting out stuff. And this podcast is my new passion. I love it. I love doing this, guys. What you're about to hear before the O.J. Anderson at Trump golf course, which is why it's relevant, interview. Before that, like I said before, in 1993, I was with this group that did all sorts of comedy, from stand-up to improv to sketches, called Midnight Madness. I was 24, 25 years old. And that led to a group called Live on Tape, which led to Man TV, which led to everything else. Direct line back to what you're going to see. But I didn't realize the producer of that show, a show we did at Caroline's, Caroline's had just opened on Broadway, the Broadway location. They moved from the Seaport. And it was the hottest place in the world. And through, promotion, we packed it on an early show one night on like a Wednesday or Thursday. Beautiful shot of my sister in the audience. When you see we're going to give you a link on Twitter how to see this whole show. The opening we're about to play, you can see the whole thing. But in the beginning of the montage, you see my sister's face is just so gorgeous, and it makes me melancholy for the old days. Still as gorgeous as ever. But my mom was there. You know, they were seeing me perform really for the first time in a setting like that. It was almost like a Broadway show. And Jimmy Palumbo plays Johnny Trino in Beer League. Runs away with Beer League. Such a great actor. So funny, so talented. Me and him wrote this sketch. It's basically construction workers doing an Abbott and Costello bit about 2x10s instead of bases. And it ends with a parody of the Jean-Luc French Mocha commercials and a trip to Paris, also relevant. And it's impressive work by Jimmy and yours truly. I enjoy it. So this is the bragging show. But here's the audio of it. And what's the link, Dan, on Twitter? We'll just...
I'll tweet it.
We're going to tweet out a link where you can see
It's a YouTube link.
Yeah, I tweeted it too today, but we'll retweet it. We're just reminding you. Seeing the audio of it's funny too because I weigh about 160 pounds. I have bone structure and a jawline. So here's the audio of that, and then the link for the video. And after this, O.J. Anderson at Trump last summer with me and the great Chris Cotton and Danny. And O.J. Anderson being so funny, we ask him very provocative questions. Thank you so much for another great podcast. Falato, love you all, and look for more fun to come.
So son of a Joe. Hey, what do we got coming in on Tuesday? Tuesday, the 2x10s. 2x10s? I thought you needed 2x6s. Nah, the 2x6s are coming on Wednesday. Wednesday? Yeah, I told him we need 2 by 6 o'clock. 2 what? 2 2x10s by 6 o'clock. I thought you needed 2 by 6s by 10 o'clock. Nah, 10 o'clock is when half-inch sheetrock is coming in. Hey, wait a minute. You got half-inch sheetrock coming in on Wednesday? Yeah. Because I got 3/4-inch sheetrock coming at 1/4 on Friday. You mean to tell me we got 2x10s coming by 6 o'clock on Wednesday, 2 by 6s coming by 10 o'clock on Friday, half-inch sheetrock coming in on Monday instead of the 3/4-inch sheetrock that I ordered on Thursday? No, I'm telling you, we got 2 by 6s coming on Tuesday instead of 2 by 10s you ordered on Thursday. The 1/4-inch sheetrock is coming at 1/4 to 10 on Friday, and the 3/4-inch sheetrock is coming at 2 on Monday. Oh, all right. How come you didn't order anything for Saturday? What do you mean Saturday? You said the Joyces were coming in. No, I said my wife Joyce is coming on Saturday. Your wife Joyce? What is she doing there on Saturday? She's bringing a fucking 2x10. Hey, speaking of Joyce, isn't her sister the one who's a little bit of a pain in the ass? Yeah. She's getting married on Sunday. Nah, she's getting married next Saturday to Fred. Fred, yeah, that's right. That's the guy that was in the movie Spartacus. Nah. Fred used to go to school with a guy who knew a guy who used to work with somebody whose cousin owned the Spartacus Diner on Route 1. The old Spartacus, I see there all the time. Good coffee. Listen, we gotta wrap things up here. We gotta get to the show. What show? For Christ's sakes, how many times I gotta tell you? Midnight Madness is over at Caroline's in New York. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, listen, how do you get to Caroline? Caroline's simple. Take Route 1 to the Goggles Bridge, shoot over the 9. Take that to the Staten Island ferry. Take the ferry to the path. Take the path to Grand Central. Get on the R train. At Port Authority, transfer to the C train. Don't get on the A, you'll end up in fucking Queens. Take the C train to 2 stops past 138th Street. Get off. Go upstairs. You'll see a Blimpie sub shop on the corner. Go inside. Ask the kid behind the counter. He'll tell you exactly how to get to Caroline's. You're trying to tell me I gotta take Route 1 to the Gotham Bridge, shoot over the 9. Take that to the Staten Island ferry. Take the ferry to the pad. Take the pad to Grand Central. Get on the R train. Transfer to Port Authority, get on the C. Don't get on the A, otherwise I'll end up in fucking Queens. Take that 2 stop past 138th Street. Get off. Go upstairs. There's a Blimpie sub shop on the corner. Go inside. Ask the kid behind the counter. Tell me exactly how to get to Carol. Now you got it. Is this Swiss Mocha? Yes. It's General Foods International. What a lovely taste. What does this remind me of? Our trip to Paris. We ate at that darling cafe. What was that waiter's name? Jean-Luc. It's such a lovely day. Should we wake the others? No, this is our time. Why don't we get naked and go to Caroline?
OJ. Yes, sir. Artie Lang, you remember me? Yes, sir. I interviewed you. How you doing?
Walking around with a dog in my hand.
I know you're walking around with just a hot dog in your hand.
I know, right?
You want to sit down? You want to be interviewed for the podcast? No one listens. This is O.J. Anderson. What's up, man?
How you doing today? I'm really enjoying this great weather we have here at Trump National. This is a freaking long hot dog. Do you see how freaking long this hot dog is?
Does it make you uncomfortable?
It doesn't. It looks a little gay.
I know it sucks. I mean, not too much girt, but it's pretty long though.
Now, O.J.
It's pretty good. It's Daniel told us it's.
Were there any gay players on the Giants in the 80s?
There ain't no gay player played with me. I keep telling my friends that. They keep saying, dog, there were gay players during your time in the year. I said, no, it was not. Nobody ever came out and say they were gay during the time I played professional football. Not to say if they were or not say I would have had a problem with it or not. I don't think anybody would have had a problem, but we just didn't have them during that time. So this new era.
Well, you understand homosexuals existed in the 1980s.
I'm almost sure they did, but they just didn't play with me. But you know.
All right, I mean, I would.
No, I've been telling how long the hot dog look. I'm telling you. Listen. You know what I kept saying? Ain't much girt with this mother. It wasn't long enough.
It's a Spanish dog.
Now, what's the worst thing you ever saw Lawrence Taylor do?
This hot dog is really long.
Did you ever do coke with Lawrence Taylor?
Not much dirt on this hot dog, boy. Unbelievable long. Oh my God.
Are those rumors too that he did cocaine? Of course, he never would. He was an athlete. He would never bother with any of that, right?
You ever tried this strawberry Powerade? It's really good. This strawberry lemonade. It's very tasty. You know that. I mean, I've not tasted anything this good in so long. It's really, really good. You know?
What are you mad that O.J. Simpson ruined your name?
Well, what I say about that is when Mr. Simpson was making commercials and running through airports, nobody had an issue with me and him being called O.J. Now that he got in a little trouble, now they want to say it's a problem. But
by trouble, you mean decapitating two human beings?
This lemonade was really good if you just tried.
Do you feel that O.J. killed those people, or do you think he's innocent?
I'm going to try to put some ketchup on it this time to see what ketchup work with. Ketchup might be a little better. I might take away some of the taste of it. You know. It is red.
Now, how much white pussy did you get?
This sea salt vinegar chips are good. I think my team. Y'all calling me? Okay, y'all calling.
It's a great interview, man.
Remember, you didn't say anything wrong. Don't get mad at me. You said nothing wrong. Well, that's an in-depth interview with O.J. Anderson.
Hard-hitting facts, man. That's what we do. We cover the hard-hitting. We ask the questions you want to know.
He's a good guy. He's got a great sense of humor. Most guys would have punched me in the face. But O.J. Claims that gay people did not exist in the 1980s, which is why there were none on the Giants. He said they didn't have them when I was around.
They didn't come out yet.
Yeah,
they're like the iPhone.
Right,
It was like the iPhone.
It was the iPhone. O.J. Anderson, of course, had an amazing. I guess you were 3. Doing the math for Chris, you were 3.
A little bit.
And in the 1990 January of '91 Super Bowl, he's the reason they won. He kept the ball on the ground. I got an amazing running back, really, absolutely. Started with the St. Louis Cardinals, and became a great Giant. And I'm a big fan of him and his sense of humor.
That's great. That hot dog looks delicious. I might have to get one. Bit intimidating, but
I guess he's on the Atkins diet. He's on the Atkins diet. He's not.
Nobody's really eating the bread. Everybody's trying to stay away. Well, a lot of people are trying to stay away from the bread.
There's some chubby guys eating the bread. I think.
I kind of want the bread. I'm saying I don't want the bread, but all I want is the bread.
I know.
Look at that kid. He learned a lot. This kids hanging out.
Well, there's kids here. We should. Let's put the mics down and let the new left tackle for the Giants get loaded. He's got 2 enormous carafes of vodka. OJ, a couple more questions. for ESPN. My favorite giant of all time. All right.
That was dope.
Claims Lawrence Taylor never did cocaine either. All
Never did
rumors.
anything.
All that's what he said. All rumors. All rumors. We're gonna take a break. We'll let Chris get drunk. Are we back on? We're back.